that they've relied on heavily through the first third of the season, not only with guys up in the Sabres, we know that, Oslin, Dunn, Roseanne, Metza, they're all up with the blue and gold, but also an injury to Jake Lecision that has kept him out, and now Konsta Helenius, the Sabres' top pick from a year ago, out due to illness. It will be a next man up mentality. It's a must for Rochester tonight.
Let's say, needless to say, that it is a little bit of a different look for the Amherst here tonight. All right, want to find out the keys to this game. With all of that said, we send you downstairs now to Griffin Della Penna.
Don and Andrew, the largest point of emphasis here tonight for Rochester is shot suppression. Over the last 2 games, Devin Levi has faced a total of 81 shots, and while he's had success, that's just not a sustainable amount to face. So you probably will see here tonight the Amherst defense really try to clog up those shooting lanes and block more shots to make things easier for their netminders. On the other side, Lehigh Valley, they need to see more shots in their favor, as last night they only had 15 in Syracuse against the Crunch. Our second key is about the second period, as that's where a lot of the defensive lapses have been thus far for Rochester, currently having a -10 goal differential in the frame. And Andrew, just like you mentioned, so many guys not in this lineup tonight, specifically in the forwards group. Head coach Michael Leone saying that we don't have any excuses because honestly, we're used to this at this point in the year, not having a lot of those key guys. So we're not focused on that. We're more focused on the guys that are in the lineup here today.
Thanks, Ed. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Maddie's Motorsports, official motorsports partner of the Rochester Americans. And with all of those guys out of the lineup, do they have enough players for a full team here?
Barely. They're going to go 11-7 tonight. The Amherst with 7 defensemen, 11 forwards. You see a couple of call-ups like Matteo Costantini cracking the lineup, but I really look at that top unit. Anton Wahlberg has been great down the middle. Mike Leone has touted how good he has been in faceoffs and his 200-foot game. Carson Meyer's been putting up points. Victor Neuchev having a really solid third season, and we talked about those blue liners. Griffin mentioned it. Shot suppression going to be big as they'll try to block pucks for Devin Levi.
Tonight's lines brought to you by Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Nothing else comes close. Going to be interesting here tonight. It's the Rochester Americans hosting the Lehigh Valley Phantoms at the Blue Cross Arena. Getting underway shortly. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Roll around and melt into pure relaxation. Where fireworks are on your plate and in the sky. Where headliners shine and so does your style. Where your days end in luxurious comfort. Only at Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Steps from the Falls of Niagara is a resort that has it all. Come for the view, stay for everything else. Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Nothing else comes close.
Work to win. Deflecting challenges. Defending titles. Doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home. And the Amhersts have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
Your home's value is great. $1,000 or go to esl.org today.
The colder months are around the corner. Is your home ready? For a limited time, Stellar is offering 50% off the cost of labor for a full asphalt, shingle, or metal roof project. Our team delivers industry-leading craftsmanship backed by a top-tier warranty and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Don't wait until the snow and ice cause costly damage. Act now and take advantage of this exclusive offer. When quality counts, call Stellar Roofing, the official and exclusive roofing partner of the Rochester Americans.
Tonight's game is presented by Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino.
We welcome you back to the Blue Cross Arena. Tonight, the Amherst taking on the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, the Rochester Americans in your Stop DWI program. Hope you enjoy this game. And want to remind you, if you're out tonight, have a plan to get home safely. Walk, ride, call a cab. All right, let's check the goaltenders for tonight. The visitors, will be Carson Bjarnason. He's a 20-year-old from Manitoba, and he comes into this game with a 5-2, 0-2 record at 2.70 goals against average. At the other end of the rink, it's once again will be Devin Levi. He's become the workhorse now this season for the Amherst, 23-year-old out of Quebec. And Levi now with a 10-4, 2-0 record, a 2.91 goals against average. He is second in the league in the number of wins, and a few other categories he has excelled at, including 947 minutes played, which is second most. He's third in the league with 429 saves, so he's been the workhorse.
Yeah, and that's the kind of season they were expecting Devin Levi to have. He's picked up the bulk of the work. He's one of the league leaders in wins, as you mentioned, and those 947 minutes, second in the league, tops in the Eastern Conference.
Emmerich wearing the white, shooting to the left to our left, Levi and goal to our right. We are underway, and the puck is jammed into the Lehigh Valley zone. Back for it go the Phantoms, turned along the near side, slammed along the wall, and that's off of Novikov over the line to center ice. Emmerich pick it up again and shovel it in. Round behind, the Phantom net cleared up the far board, swept off the wall to center ice. The Amherst chase back. Getting to it, Novikov. He'll backhand it along the boards, but blocked and in over the Rochester line again. Turning back for it and pulled around behind the Amherst net out the near side. Fired along the left wing. That's through everybody down on goal. Grabbed there by Bjarnason. Amherst peel off and will make a change, so Bjarnason keeps it in play, and the puck is in behind the Phantoms net. Just getting started here. Phantoms have it from behind their own net. Pass it on the near boards up the right side to center ice. That off the right wing boards, dumped into the Amherst zone. Rochester back first. Cleared by Lowen out to center ice. Recovered by the Phantoms back at their own blue line. Pass off of the near side. It's thrown to the far boards and now up the right wing in the Amherst zone and turning back for it. Johnson lays it behind the net. Lowen will spin it around the far boards and puck to the point, but not out. Still kept in. In the slot, Ned's dug out and now chipped away to center ice. On the near wing, dropped back in the Amherst zone. Pass by Johnson, far boards up the right side. That's tipped in on goal, steered aside by Bjarnason. And the puck fed up the near wall and out the center ice. Sent cross rink, far boards and out of the reach of Kaplan. Is tipped into the Phantom zone. The Amherst back for it, but it's picked up and now knocked down with a high stick, but the Amherst recovered and played along the wall by Jones and out to center ice. Cleared the rest of the way down to the Lehigh Valley blue line. Slaggert tied up at the blue line, and we're in there trying to help out. That's dug out. Amherst have it. Near side for Jones. Left wing, he'll scoop it in around behind the net. Bjarnason, the goalie, will play it back in the near corner. Out to the left point area, kept in there. Slammed it on the wall and in the corner around behind, or into the corner boards by Slaggert, and recovered there. As now the Phantoms slow it up, take time as both teams make changes. We've played 2 minutes now. The gloves are dropped. Got some heavyweights out here. Gertson for the Amherst, the big guy, and the guy he's up against, he seems to be equally as big. Who is that?
That'd be Roman Schmidt.
And the puck is the fists are, the gloves are dropped. Where am I? And the uppercut attempt by Gertson over the top. Spinning around is Schmidt. His second game coming over from Syracuse in a trade. As they get tied up, Schmidt stumbles, but he gets back up again. Still has his helmet knocked off. Gertson tying up as they're nose to nose. Gertson over the top of the right. Another roundhouse right. Schmidt coming back with his own right hand. And Gertson over the, big uppercut by Gertson. And he buckles the knees of Schmidt as they'll head to the penalty boxes.
Well, that's a way to get things going here at Blue Cross Arena. Kicking off a 4-game homestand. Roman Schmidt willing to engage as a customer to Mason Gertson, who's racked up nearly 900 penalty minutes here in his 10-year AHL career. They get ready at center ice. This is an old school duke him out, and both players doing a great job at grabbing the punching arm. You can see Gertson's right arm was held up by Schmidt. Schmidt was trying to get in there, got a couple of body shots, and once Gertson was able to free that right hand over the top, he comes down and rocks the right cheekbone of Roman Schmidt, who gets a welcome to Lehigh Valley and a welcome back to play in the Amherst.
Big uppercut right there. Puck now out to center ice, and Phantoms have it. We'll dump it in. As the first period replay is brought to you by UPS Store. Everything you need all in one place. Puck is in behind the Amherst net. Dug off the back boards by Barkey and into the near corner. Third back at the right point where it's kept in. Now to the other side. Long shot. Hits a body in front. Levi didn't see it. A shot attempt to rebound, and that's kicked aside. Getting a piece of it. Levi, the puck pulled out the far boards away to center ice. Here's a penalty coming up here against the Phantoms. That's dumped down the corner, chasing after Wahlberg. Lays it behind that. Phantoms have it, and the whistle will stop play. This will be a holding call, and it'll put the Amerks on the power play for the first time in this game.
Looks like the guilty party for them is going to be Kaplan, who, after Devin Levi makes a couple of great saves, including a net front drive on Gaucher, Kaplan reaches behind Tyler Kopp, who is exiting the zone with the puck, and the Amerks, who not only lead the AHL in power play goals, but power play opportunities as well, draw another penalty against their opponent.
So the Amerks on the power play, which is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed for a clean, crisp taste.
I remember they scored 3 goals Wednesday in their last game against Belleville on the man advantage, but they're going to try and do so tonight with a lot of missing pieces that would normally be on that man advantage.
Just a little different look than what it was a couple of nights ago, that's for sure.
It's amazing how quick things change in the American Hockey League.
As the puck is drawn back at the left point, kept in by Jones. Leads just about all power play categories except goals. That's pulled on top, shot toward the net, tip attempt to just miss the left post. Down to the near boards, pulled back on top again, Jones the right side. There's a shot in, kicked away, and the puck coming down in the near corner. Nice save, and the puck now cleared back at the right point is kept in again by Neuchev. Getting to it, backhanded toward the net, backhanded out in front, deflected aside. Amerks have it, Jones on the left wing boards. He has it now on the half wall, moves down into the corner, dropping it back at the point, kept in now, Fiddler Schultz back to Jones. Spin around at the left point, still kept in. Jones tries the right wing side to Neuchev. He'll turn it off the boards and lay it out top for Jones once again. Wrister in. That goes wide, comes off the back boards. Picked up in the near corner, Amerks come up with it. Back out top again, far side, one-time shot for Neuchev and a pad save for Bjarnason. In the far corner, Amerks get a hold of it. Minute to go in this power play. Dropped on the left wing side, Fiddler Schultz in front, tip, they score! A slap pass into the circles for Meyer. Nice deflection, crossbar and down, power play goal.
Well, it doesn't matter who they have in the lineup. The Amerks just find a way on their special teams. They have all year. At the left point, it's a great shot toward the goal, intentionally aiming for the open face blade of Carson Meyer, who's in that low slot. Riley Fiddler Schultz detects it, and Meyer is able to pick that puck over top the glove side of Bjarnason. Amerks getting on the board first. Good things have happened more times than not when they've struck early.
And Meyer, 6th of the year, as the puck now in the Amerks zone, right in front of their own net. Novikov almost lost it off his stick in on goal, but it is cleared all the way down, and now the Flyers, no, this would be who? The Phantoms are back at full strength. Who was it set me up before the game?
You meant to say the Flyers affiliate.
Somebody set me up before the game, said, how many times are you going to say that? Yeah, the puck back in the Amerks zone where it's taken and a pass along the left wing. That's tipped in. Now behind the net by Fiddler Schultz on the backboards after it goes Warren. Fiddler Schultz taken down, but Little's puck is pulled away. And on the attack, here come the Phantoms. On the near boards into the Amerks zone. Backhanded toward the net, but wide, far corner, chased after by Lowen. Lays it behind his net, Amerks have it. Played 4.5 in this game, and the Amerks have 1-0. Pass off in the far corner, ahead on the right wing side, out to center ice for Kuntar. He directs it toward the net, stopped there by Bjarnason. Backheads it behind his net, spun around the near side, back at the left point, Amerks get to it. And a long shot from the point by Johnson, ends up in the far corner. Dug out there by the Phantoms, passed along the boards and through the center ice. And it's a pass forward at the red line. Stored away momentarily by Komarov, but picked up again by the Phantoms. As the puck spun forward on the near boards, round behind the net, backhander to the side of the net. Off the left pad of Levi, comes down the corner and cycled around behind the net. Komarov digs it out to the far boards, but not out. Kept in round behind the Amerks net. Tied up in the corner along the far boards and chased down by Kuntar. 3-on-2 come the Amerks. Up the right side and over the line. Pass toward the net, tip attempt, and that's wide. Comes out on the near boards. Chasing down for the left point, Johnson keeps it in. Comes out in front of the net, but it's pulled away and now drawn out to center ice by the Phantoms. Amerks back for it. Komarov drops it near side. Johnson back to Komarov in the Amerks end of the rink. That's to our right, and it's fired up the right wing and around behind the Lehigh Valley net. Pass along the far boards, cycle along the wall out to center ice. Getting a piece of it, Rathbone, but couldn't control. Phantoms have it, shot attempt, knocked down and nicely carried away by the Amherst. Out to center ice, long cross, rink on the near side. Entering the zone, Neuchef. Up the left wing, pass in the slot, but blocked away off the end of his stick. They're going end to end and now dumped in the Amherst zone again. Down behind the net, that'll be an icing call. 13:52 to go here in the first period, and a 1-0 lead for the Amherst.
A couple penalties have already been called tonight, which will get an opportunity to talk about the officials that have made those calls. Matt Manella and David Elford are the referees tonight, while Anthony Lapointe and Chris Martinet are your linesmen.
Face-off coming to the right of Bjarnason. Figure he was a European of some kind, wouldn't you?
Yeah, immediately you say his name, I think Sweden.
Yeah, it's from Manitoba. Close. Right on the way.
Yeah.
Puck pulled back at the left point. Bialovo giving it off. Rathbone long shot in off the left pad of Bjarnason. Back at the point. Rathbone make that. Bialovo keeps it in. And then it's knocked away out and down ice off the stick of Warren. The Amherst chase. In over the Rochester line. Along the left wing side. Feed. Cross the slot. Into the near corner. Amherst get a hold of it. In behind the net. And draw it to the near side. And a long pass through the center ice. As trying to break away, Warren, but can't do it. On the return, in over the Rochester line, Gannett with a shot. Dax blasts it around behind the Amherst, down to the far boards, dug out there by Rathbone. In the corner, as he looks things over, 13:15 to go. In the first period, Amherst up 1-0, and the puck is still in behind the Amherst net, brought away now by Rathbone. Pass up the slot, Fiddler Schultz dropped back, but got away. And a breakaway opportunity, Eklund moving in backhander. Levi robs him, return shot on the backhander. Missed the net, rolls around the near side. Out to the blue line, still kept in. Pass in the slot, blocked away, another turnaround shot. That wide, and around the far boards, kept in now at the left point. Into the slot, moving in, and another shot. Blocked away, and really loose puck on the far side. Joshua gets to it, he'll chip it along the wall. And out of the zone, the Amherst dodge a couple of bullets right there. Carried forward in over the Rochester line on the left wing. Moving in, Kyra with the shot, but didn't make through. That's blocked and flipped away out to center ice. Turning back go the Phantoms at their own blue line. They'll take a time here as they make changes. Both teams do. Pass off on the near side, up the right wing, turned back into the slot, narrowing the left wing side this time. Directed in the Amherst zone with Lauan chasing back in the corner, digs it out. His pass, it's a skate, ends up in the near corner. On the right wing side, that's cleared behind the net by the Phantoms, chased down the far boards and dug out on top. Long shot in, missed the net, comes back around the near boards as they chase after it in the corner, drawn back at the right point. Still kept in, then by Winslow and in the slot. Amherst dig it out, and Lauan now brings it away. Clears it up the wing, down to center ice, blocked away. But the Amherst wait, trying to get it on side, dump it in. They do clear the zone. Puck around behind the Lehigh Valley net, still 1-0 for the Amherst. From behind the net, Phantoms have it. Up the right wing, brought through to center ice, along the near boards to the red line. That taken and dumped in behind the Amherst net. Rochester back, getting hold of it, Komarov. Spins it around the far side, off the stick of Warren and down ice inside the Lehigh Valley blue line. Phantoms have it. They'll turn it to center ice. Novikov pokes it back. Gets a return, but got away from him. He'll chase it down around behind his own net. Brings it around the boards in the far wing, and that out over the line to center ice. Bounced off the stick of Kopf and recovered by the Phantoms. It's blocked to the red line and back in over the line, and an offside whistle. 11:09 to go here in the first period. Amherst scoring the only goal so far, and this is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Regional Health Sands Constellation Heart Institute. We're transforming heart care for our community. Our dedicated team is committed to delivering the latest treatment advancements. But what truly matters to us is you. We listen, understand your needs, and provide compassionate care every step of the way. Together, we're creating a heart care experience that puts you first. Redefining heart care. We're here for it. Learn more at rochesterregional.org/heart.
Over 50 years ago, my family built a place where everybody is welcome, where love is celebrated every day, and family is at the heart of everything we do. Since 1969, we are 3 generations of hard work and care, committed to exceeding your expectations, bringing you exceptional quality, value, and style. I'm so proud of what we do and where we came from. I'm Malachi Avino. This is our heritage. Let us be a part of yours.
Riders, this one's for you. You, to whom what comes after the storm is definitely not the calm. You who knows that there's a big difference between gray and monument gray. You who knows what this feels like.
Explore the new Ski-Doo lineup today at Maddie's Motorsports.
Rochester Americans with a 1-0 lead over the visiting Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Hey, Amerks fans, stop by your local Advantage Federal Credit Union to get your Amerks debit card. Every time you use the card, a portion of each transaction is donated to the Villa of Hope, helping to support our local youth in Rochester. Face-off at center ice. In the Amerks shooting at the net to our left. Puck wasn't dropped properly. We'll try it all over again. Second and last meeting of the year between the two teams. Momentary delay, I guess. Oh, they're adding a second.
Any
back
second.
On the clock.
I was about to say, any second now. They were just trying to get that second on.
That's taken now by the Phantoms back in their own zone. Dropped out on the wing and into the corner where it's pulled over the line to center ice. Hammers come up with it. Re-entering the zone. Kuntar, long shot, but that's blocked away. And it bounces down into the corner, around behind the Lehigh Valley net, batted off into the far corner. The Phantom player was down on the ice, slow getting up.
That's Schmidt.
Schmidt. And the puck now is pulled out to center ice along the near wing, and he's hobbling his way back to the bench.
He went from his face hurting to now his legs hurting.
I was going to say, I don't think he wants to play this game anymore. And the puck along the far boards where it's carried in, he's going to head down the tunnel to the locker room, and the puck is in the Amerks zone off of the far corner. They get tied up there, drawn away around behind the net by Bump. And as the pass out in front of the net, they get spun around, and the loose puck carried away by the Amerks. Out the right wing side, Kopf trying to break away. Pulls it in over the Phantom blue line. He's got Constantini in front of the net. Can't get it to him. Trying to slip it out in front. That's played around the near side, down the corner. Gertson moving in on it. And the loose puck then is carried away by the Phantoms. Brought up the left wing. And now it's Bonk. And the puck in the corner. You got Parkey, you got Bumped, you got Bonk. And the puck around behind the Amherst, hammered off the backboards into the near corner. Pops up in the air over the glass and out of play. We're just over halfway through the first period, and the Amherst having scored a power play goal, and this being the Amherst Broadcast Network.
I encourage people to apply and work for the Villa because it's a place where you could come in with even limited skills but learn so many skills. You build so many positive relationships, and even the skills that you have now, they're just amplified from the supervisory team that you'll have.
You know what it takes to get your baby to sleep. But when it comes time for their higher education, have you thought about what you'll need then? Look into NY 529, an easy way to start saving for college, trade school, and more.
Come into the distillery for one of their amazing daily food specials. They have something for everyone in the family. Visit one of their 3 locations for a great tasting meal and a cold brew with a friend today. You'll be glad you did. The Distillery, Rochester's neighborhood gathering place.
Face-off coming to the left of Levi. Off the face-off shot in. Missed the short side by the Phantoms. Comes down the far corner. Back at the left point, kept in again. And into the top of the slot. Long shot. As blocked in the slot and carried away by the Amerks. Up the left wing is Wahlberg. to the red line. Drops it right wing side. Cleared the rest of the way in. Round behind the Lehigh Valley net. Comes down the near corner. Back at the left point where it's kept in. Bellevaux to the long shot. And that off the arm of Bjarnason, the goalie, blocked away. Comes out of the near wing again. And now it's fed out over the line to center ice by the Phantoms. But the Amherst stand up at the red line. That is tipped the rest of the way down the Amherst zone and back for Novikov. Take it away from behind the net. Throw it out in front. And I don't think the shot ever got through. It's back at the left point kept in. Long shot from out top. Amherst blocked that one. Returned and dumped deep in the wide in the far corner. As they bag it along the side. Boards pass on the slot. Quick shot. And that one's put around. Levi is upended. And we'll have a penalty coming up to the Phantoms. It'll be a holding call. I don't know. I'd call hooking or tripping or whatever. Or is it a penalty to Rochester? It is.
So it's interesting. I had the same thought you did, Don, that it looked like Devin Levi may have been tripped up front, but they're going to say that Isaac Bellevaux may have had a thing or two to do with it. And so as a result, the Phantoms will get their first power play. A holding minor spotted. You can see Bellevaux actually starts with a cross check and then gets that free hand around the abdomen region of Robertson before he's able to make that pass off. Looks like Devin Levi was ran into after, but they called what they saw first, and it's a PK for Rochester.
Tonight's penalty kill brought to you by Good Life Collective, and the face-off coming to the left of Levi. Rochester PK. Last game 2 for 3. Actually, last 3 games haven't been that great. Only 6 for 11 on the penalty kill. They dropped from 6th in the league to 13th in the league over the course of the last 3 games.
As good as we've talked about their power play, keep in mind their PK also missing some pieces right now.
Back drop, pulled in the corner, behind the net, Novikov lays it around behind and off in the far corner, and it could have been a holding call the other way, but there isn't one. It's off on the near side, brought up the right wing. Kyrou pass in the slot, feed across the goal mouth to the back door, but that one mishandled, and the puck is fed behind the net in the far corner. Dug out by Fiddler Schultz, takes a look, finds an opening, and clears it all the way down ice.
I agree with you. I don't know how that hold wasn't seen.
Had to have been seen. The Phantom player put his hand up in the air like, here, I'm the one that did it.
That's
it was
always
my fault.
the giveaway.
Yeah, and the puck along the near boards, pulled in over the Rochester line, taken away, and turned out to center ice by Warren. They'll slip it down inside the Phantom blue line. Brought away now by Lehigh Valley. Pass to center ice, wide on the left side, turned in over the Rochester line, taken away nicely once again, and cycled all the way down ice. Great job on the PK right there. And that was Lowen. Back for it, the Phantoms again start to work forward with the man advantage for another minute. Drop pass, continuing now up the right wing, entering the Amherst zone, scooped down in the corner by Bump and chased after in the corner as he's bumped there by Rathbone. And in the corner, Rathbone spins it around off the boards. That makes its way through and out to center ice. Covered by the Phantoms again. Pass quickly up the left side and over the Rochester line. Getting back, pulled off in front of the net. Amherst dig it out and bring it away. Rathbone up the left side. Gains the blue line, dumps it the rest of the way down. Half a minute to go in this penalty. Carried away by the Phantoms. Starting to work forward to center ice. Drop pass continuing up. Now wide on the right side and over the Rochester line. A wrist shot in. Just missed the back post and goes wide, comes down the far corner. Or did it hit the post?
I believe it found iron, Don. Either way, the Phantoms unable to really get much through here on this man advantage. Amherst have done a great job clogging that zone.
Fired all the way down ice again. Here come the Phantoms on the left wing side and over the Rochester line. As the penalty now expires, Amherst are back to full strength, and the Phantoms have the puck in their own zone. Now slow it up, making changes. Starting to bring it away. Phantoms work up the right side, pass ahead along the near wall, blocked away, but ends up going wide and into the corner around behind the Amherst net. Winslow trying to gain control but couldn't. It's around the far boards, and that's dug out but kept in now by the Phantoms. Then got away, and the Amherst flip it high in the air and down ice. Racing for it, Constantini, but that'll be whistled down on an icing call. However, Constantini had moved in behind, and it was actually leading the race for the puck, but they still called the icing.
Also felt like the icing maybe came a little early, that whistle, as they were racing down into those face-off circles, those hash marks on the perimeter, that once the puck goes past that, it's eligible for an icing call. Costantini still asking about it with the linesman, but the straw is coming back here no matter what.
Face-off coming to the left of Levi. 7 shots Amherst, 5 shots Phantoms. Puck drawn back at the right point. Shot from there, blocked in the slot, and that's kicked out over the line to center ice, but recovered at the red line by Lehigh Valley again. Dumped in the Amherst zone, turning back Komarov. Bags it behind his net, fired around the far side. Still kept in along the boards, and Costantini tried to push it back at the point. As it is muscled out over the line by Wahlberg and recovered by the Phantoms back in their own zone. Through to center ice, stepping up, take it away now. Jones in over the line on the right side, takes a shot, but off a leg and up and out of play. 6:02 to go here in the first period, and a 1-0 lead for the Amherst.
Amherst have done a really good job thus far at blocking shots, especially coming from the point. It really doesn't seem like Lehigh Valley's been able to generate much. They've been going point to point, getting passes through at that area, but then once they go for the shot, it seems like everybody, defensemen like Jack Rathbone especially, soaking a ton of shots early in this game.
Puck drop around behind the Phantoms net to the near boards and slipped out to center ice. Bouncing puck to the Amherst blue line, batted away now by Kolikov and up the right wing side by Novikov, that is. Spun around, Neuchev going down. As he drops in the corner, is upended. The puck in behind the net, recovered by the Phantoms. Sent high out to center ice, bouncing down the Rochester blue line and entering offside. He was ahead of the puck when he crossed the line. Was Merodi. Or Merity, whatever. Anyway, it's a 1-0 Rochester lead, 5:40 to go in the first, and this is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Introducing Delta Sonic Ceramic Exterior Detail, powered by Resistol. 1-year warranty protection for your vehicle's paint, rims, and headlights. Our specialized formula uses advanced ceramic technology to drastically improve the gloss and durability of your vehicle's paint, while creating a barrier that prevents etching and oxidation. Delta Sonic's Ceramic Exterior Detail ensures your car remains as stunning as the day you bought it. Visit Delta Sonic Detail Shop today.
Every lawyer should know the law, but knowing the legal system is about people. Seeger and Shortino has been working in the Rochester area courts for more than 3 decades. We've negotiated with and received referrals from many other law firms in town, including some of our adversaries. We know the area's judges. Just as important, they know us, and that local knowledge can make a difference. So when you've been injured, call a firm that knows Rochester. Call Seeger and Shortino.
The colder months are around the corner. Is your home ready? For a limited time, Stellar is offering 50% off the cost of labor for a full asphalt, shingle, or metal roof project. Our team delivers industry-leading craftsmanship backed by a top-tier warranty and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Don't wait until the snow and ice cause costly damage. Act now and take advantage of this exclusive offer. When quality counts, call the official and exclusive roofing partner of the Rochester Americans.
Rochester currently with a 1-0 lead, and here to tell you what to expect in our first intermission, as it's currently the 12-year anniversary of the Frozen Frontier out at the Rochester Red Wings ballpark. So we'll hear some of the iconic calls from Don during that day, along with a player interview, highlight stats, and a whole lot more, so stick around.
All right, Griff, thank you. Face-off coming to the right of Bjarnason. Puck around behind the Phantom net, clear to the far board, scooped out over the line to center ice. And the Amherst will turn to the other way, and then Meyer run over by a massive body. Who is that? Is that McDonald? 6'4", 235, and the puck now into the Rochester zone, where it's dug out and carried away by the Amherst. Pass in over the line, tipped down the corner by Meyer. Turning back forward to the corner boards. And spun around. Schmidt is back on the ice. Puck out to the near point. Kept in. Novikov feet in front. Chip. And this time getting pad on it is Bjarnason. Back at the left point. And now on the left wing side. Now on top of the slot for Novikov. Fakes a shot. Turns to his left. Moving and takes the shot. And Bjarnason on his knees as the puck, it holds on for the face-off. So nice pressure applied by the Amherst with now 5 minutes to go in the first period.
Yeah, Rochester with a great chance there. Nikita Novikov coming in there and navigating his way through the top of the zone. He ends up peeling left, finds himself in the circle for that wrist shot. Looking behind Bjarnason was Meyer, seeing if that puck would have leaked through for a rebound, but the Manitoba-born goaltender able to hold on to it.
Face-off coming to his right.
Should mention that shot came from Novikov, Don, his first career 2-goal game a couple nights ago against the Senators.
Which included a shorty.
That's true, is also a first for Nikita Novikov.
Puck drop. Out top of the slot, kept in. Rathbone, left point, back to the shot in now by Rathbone, missing just wide. Comes out of the near point, kept in again out top. And along the left wing boards, taken now as a return pass. This time intercepted, feed to center ice. Partial breakaway opportunity. Pulled it on goal, backhander, and that one skipped wide. Levi might have got a piece of it. Now in the far corner, back at the point. Bounces off a stick over the line to center ice. Hammers dodge a bullet. Great play there by Levi, and Rathbone getting back. And the puck now dumped in behind the Amherst Rathbone back. Lays it behind the net. That's spun around the far side for Joshua. He'll then try and pass out. Drops it off, and in behind his net, Rathbone. Long pass out to center ice. Bounced away up the second fiddler. Schultz chasing it down. He's hauled down. No call. I can't believe there's no call on that one. And the puck out to center ice. Pulled up the near wing, in over the Rochester line. A long shot in, grab. Held on to by Levi for a face-off. 4:02 to go in the first period. Amherst up by a 1-0 lead.
Well, there's been times in this game where they've let both sides play, and here's an example of one. You can see Fiddler Schultz, who's drawn a ton of penalties this year, was hoping for either a hooking infraction or, I mean, heck, the skates get taken out from underneath him. You could have called tripping. Instead, the officials say nada, and we remain at even strength.
Face-off coming to the left of Levi. And as we get set again, puck this time drawn to the corner. Amherst get to it. Cleared along the glass, out over the line to center ice. Shoveled forward by Constantini. And Warren trying to center as he's pinched off in the corner. And Constantini moving in on it behind the net. Plays it around the boards off on the far side. Spun behind the net by Slaggert. Constantini has it in his skates. Moving in, looking to help out is Warren. He's squished up against the glass face first, and now the loose puck carried away by the Phantoms. Head on the right side. Bounced away, down in the corner. Chased after along the near side. And is trying to dig it out, and the corner board, Gendron back to the point, bouncing out into the slot, and the Amherst will dig that one out, and Komarov sends it along the boards to center ice. Warren then is tied up. Puck bouncing loose. Komarov gets to it again. Then he's tied up, and the puck still at the Rochester blue line along the far boards as they jam away, and finally dug out from under skates and brought away by Warren. Over the red line, dumps it in. And behind the Lehigh Valley net, Kuntar with a check in the corner, and the puck coming down in the corner is dug out and carried away by the Phantoms. Drawn through along the near side, over the line. Backhanded forward. And a hit from behind on the Lehigh Valley player bench, and that'll stop play as they get whistled down, and there's still players in front of the bench tied up. Coming out of the middle of that mix was Kuntar. He's the one that hit the Lehigh Valley player into his own player bench. Still got a Rochester player in the way. Of course, everybody's standing up, so can't really see what's going on much.
Yeah.
Gertson in there also is get a look at what happens.
We talked about how both sides have been allowed to play in this game, Don. There's been physicality. Trevor Kuntar began igniting it. A couple of big checks, including one on Adam Yinning, and then going out toward the Phantoms bench, you can see a player that was Gendron, who's just decked by Kuntar, and popped right back on the ice, but then an extra shove taken to Kuntar. McDonald coming in there. Gertson was already on the ice to police it. Garrett Wilson, who's the captain for Lehigh Valley, he's racked up about 1,500 penalty minutes in his career. He was ready to go. The officials somehow able to maintain peace in what looked to be pandemonium.
Face-off coming up with the Lehigh Valley blue line. Amherst win the draw. No penalties out of all that mess. Puck shot in around behind the Phantom net, coming down on the near corner. Dropped off of the corner boards, and that one in front, a shot fanned on. That attempt blocked, and the puck out top kept in by Jones. He'll drop it top of the slot. Turnaround shot, hits a body in the slot, and the puck pulled away, but reaching in, stealing it right back. Gertson on the far boards, backhander in on goal, but blocked away. And a centering pass attempt around behind the net. Comes out on the near wing. At the left point, Gertson digs it out. Tried to drop it back, he does to the point, to the other side. Drawn down on the right wing and scooped off the boards behind the net for Kopp. On the backboards, he's double teamed and moving in to help out Gertson. The puck in behind the net is recovered, but thrown away again by the Amherst back at the right point. Pass on top of the slot for Jones. Throws it off on the right side. Getting a hold of it along the far boards, Neuchef. Comes on top of the slot. Drops it near side. Down the left wing, Jones feed in on goal, but hits something, ends up on the short side around behind the net. As upended to the side of the net was Wahlberg again, no call. The puck in the corner. Meyer trying to dig it out. Chipped along to the right point, kept in on the near side again. Neuchef, another shot. Bjarnason on his knees, has it and holds on. 1:44 to go. Here in the first, 1-0 Rochester lead. Nice pressure being applied by the Amherst.
This is an Amherst team that is without a lot of guys that are used to holding on to the puck, but here they remain in possession. Victor Neuchef finds himself open in that left wing circle. Second time in this period we've seen the Amherst go to the left wing side, so they're seeing something over there that is continuing to open up against Bjarnason.
Puck drop. Phantoms have it in front of their own net, flipped high in the air to center ice. Coming down the Rochester blue line, jammed aside by Novikov, then slipped up the right wing by Meyer, but taken back by the Phantoms, and that bounced away. Turned again inside the Lehigh Valley blue line, and now a pass up the near boards to center ice. Here come the Phantoms. Over the Rochester line, dropped off top of the slot, wrist shot, blocked away, comes out of the near boards, Amherst after it. Trying to chip it up ice, but that ends up in the Rochester player bench and out of play. 1:20 to go. Here in period number 1, a 1-0 lead for the Rochester Americans. Hey, continue the celebration of Amherst hockey history with 1970s Throwback Night on Saturday, December 27th, presented by the Seneca Park Zoo. Amherst will be wearing specialty jerseys based on the uniforms of the 70s. And the first 1,500 fans in the building receive a Throwback Series rally towel. Wrap up your holiday shopping at amherst.com/tickets.
Hard to believe that is 2 weeks from now. We are fastly approaching Christmas.
That's a scary thought.
Over a third of the way through the season. Amherst in a good position right now despite all the absences.
Puck now dropped along the near wing. Today's the 13th, right?
Yes, it is.
So that's under 2 weeks.
Under 2 weeks from Christmas, yeah.
Shot all the way down, round behind his net, brought away by Kairu. Recent trade from Texas. Puck chipped along the wall in the air and ends up in the player bench again, out of play. So another face-off coming up with 1:02 to go in the first period.
Amherst doing a really good job here, out shooting Lehigh Valley 10-6. And you know that the Phantoms are coming in with a bit of pep in their step because they do not like the way that they played last night in Syracuse. As Griffin talked about in our open, limited to just 15 shots against the Crunch. They dropped the 3-1 game. They've been struggling of late, and the Amherst just weighing on them when they can.
Round behind the net goes Rathbone. Slams it off the wall to the point, but not out. Looking for a centering pass, thrown through in front of the Amherst net, nobody there, and it comes out of the near wall. Chipped out to the right point, Phantoms managing to keep it in. Puck bouncing along the sideboards, dug out, and Joshua able to muscle it out over the line to center ice, works wide to the right side. In over the blue line, moving in, goes down, and the puck around behind the net. On the backboards, Kuntar trying to dig it out. Still in behind, Joshua down on the ice. Puck frozen up against the backboards, now dug out. And it's cleared high in the air and down ice by Lehigh Valley. The Amherst chase back for it. Getting hold of it now in front of his net, Rathbone. He'll throw it up the left wing side. That carried right back in over the Rochester line. Pass on the near side of the shot. Missed the short side. Round behind the net, out of the far point, kept in. Another shot in front, knocked down. Slammed along the wall and out to center ice. Warren upended as he's going for the puck. Turned back in the zone, whistle stops play. Warren gets up, and now we have a tripping penalty being called. I would have called it interference, but anyway, tripping works, what the heck. So it's going to be a power play opportunity for the Amherst here.
Yeah, Yenning's not happy about it, and you take a late penalty in a period that you have possession and you're going into the attacking zone. But it was a player for Rochester, as you mentioned, Brendan Warren, just got his skates taken out from underneath him. Amherst have already struck once on a man advantage. Now they are expected a second look.
Players Svogin coming out onto the ice. Amherst 1 for 1 on the power play, which is, needless to say, been doing pretty well. Of late, last game 3 for 6. Last 2 games 4 of 9, moving up to third in the league at 26.9% on the power play.
Carson Meyer, the guy that got that opening goal in this period, the only goal in this game so far, and it did come on that man advantage.
Puck dropped, and, well, the face-off, I guess, if you will, was won, but there's nobody to stop the puck from going all the way down ice, and that will run the clock down. So we've completed one here at the Blue Cross, and it's the Amherst on top by a 1-0 margin, and this is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Value growing. Let's tap in. 1000 or go to esl.org today.
Every lawyer should know the law, but knowing the legal system is about people. Seeger and Shortino has been working in the Rochester area courts for more than 3 decades. We've negotiated with and received referrals from many other law firms in town, including some of our adversaries. We know the area's judges. Just as important, they know us, and that local knowledge can make a difference. So when you've been injured, call a firm that knows Rochester.
Tonight's intermission report is brought to you by Stellar Roofing.
Close game so far, 1-0 lead for the Amherst. So far, so good here after one period of play. And Griff is all set with a player to talk to. Send you downstairs. Here's Griffin Della Penna.
Don, thank you. Here with Trevor Kuntar. It has been a wild last few days for you. You ink an NHL deal. You make your NHL debut in Vancouver. Have you been able to process what these last few days have been like?
I mean, I keep saying it still doesn't feel real. You know, it was a whirlwind in the best way possible. But, yeah, I mean, it was just very special, and I was just really soaking in every second. So,
what is crazy, too, the logistics to be in Vancouver, to then be here tonight. How did you make that happen?
I was on a plane from 11:15 last night to 12 p.m. today with the layover in Detroit. So it was a long day, but, you know, I wanted to play, and when Leo told me I could, I was like, let's do it. So
we definitely can't see that in your play. You've been great through the first 20 minutes, but being so short-handed, how do you think the guys have been able to recoup, again, through the first 20 minutes of action?
Yeah, I think, you know, Leo and the coaches, we have a really good game plan for us, and we've just been playing simple and playing to our game plan. So I think, you know, as the game goes on, we want to keep getting more and more pucks deep and getting more pucks to the net. But so far, so good. We got a little bit better, so it'll be good the rest of the game.
The Buffalo kid playing for the Sabres. Congrats again, Trevor.
Thanks.
Don, back to you.
All right, thanks, and congratulations to Trevor. You know, we didn't expect him in the lineup today. We figured, okay, well, he's not going to be here. And so surprised when he did show up this afternoon here at the building. And also the other thing I want to mention is that real glad to see, you saw it on camera, that his dad, Les Kuntar, the former Amherst, was at the game in Vancouver to see his kid's inaugural NHL game.
It's pretty awesome that he was able to make that out there. And Les, I know, has been at a bunch of games here in Rochester so far this season to root on. Trevor, what a story for a guy who was being looked at as a fourth liner with the Providence Bruins. He has 3 goals all of last season. Now he's one of the team leaders in goals here. He gets awarded with an NHL contract, an NHL debut. A memorable week, a busy week, not a lot for sleep for Trevor Kuntar, but I'm sure he'll take advantage of that. Hopefully he was able to get some sleep on all those flights.
There's a lot of players that are going to remember this year as the first year they played an NHL game.
I mean, it's crazy. You look at this Rochester Americans Hockey Club, Don, the amount of NHL debuts, and not only debuts, success stories. I mean, Oslin, Rose, and Dunn, they're all getting goals in the NHL. Dunn, I don't know if we're going to see him again. He's been that good with the Sabres.
Well, I said from the very beginning, actually, before the first game of the season, I didn't think we'd get him because I thought he was the best player in training camp. So, anyway, kudos to all those who have made it. And, you know, it's really a good news, bad news story. Of course, you're happy for those guys who are going up. You're very happy that they're successful, and you're really off that they're not here.
Yeah, I think as an Amherst fan, that can be a little tough too. And for the coaching staff, you have to play with the players you have. There's not a whole lot, but there is enough to get results. We've seen it so far, as is tonight with the 1-0 lead.
Got more coming up during our intermission here at the Blue Cross. 1-0 Rochester lead after 1, and this is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Amherst Hockey. The Rochester Americans are back on the ice for their historic 70th season. Join in on the fun at Blue Cross Arena all year long. 2025-26 season group and single game tickets are on sale now. Visit Amherst.com.
Why I tell people to work here is about how we are with each other. And we know that how we are with each other day to day in this work will translate into how we are with the people we serve in our programs, and ultimately how they are when they go out into their lives each and every day.
Over 50 years ago, my family built a place where everybody is welcome, where love is celebrated every day, and family is at the heart of everything we do. Since 1969, we are 3 generations of hard work and care, committed to exceeding your expectations, bringing you exceptional quality, value, and style. I'm so proud of what we do and where we came from. I'm Lehigh. This is our heritage. Let us be a part of yours.
Introducing Delta Sonic Ceramic Exterior Detail, powered by Resistol. 1-year warranty protection for your vehicle's paint, rims, and headlights. Our specialized formula uses advanced ceramic technology to drastically improve the gloss and durability of your vehicle's paint while creating a barrier that prevents etching and oxidation. Delta Sonic's Ceramic Exterior Detail ensures your car...
Tonight's intermission report is brought to you by Stellar Roofing.
Line up at center ice, and we're about to get underway. Matt Ellis stepping in for the draw for the Amerks against Smith as the puck is dropped. We're underway at the frozen frontier. Still draws it off of the backboards. In front, and a shot in. And they score! Out in front. There is Ellis. Takes the shot, hits the lower corner on the wide side, just under the glove of Pickard. Again, the Amerks score first here tonight. Ellis, who scored the first goal of the night, can finish it. Brings it in, shoots. Is it in? Yes, it is. He scores. The shootout victory for Matt Ellis puts it away as the Amerks come back from behind and end up winning this game in the shootout.
Well, as you could tell, I couldn't see where the puck was. I had no idea if it was in the net or not. I mean, we were in the broadcast booth up top, and that's somewhere out in Greece, and and miles away. But what a fun night! It was a perfect night. It was so cold, but it was just an absolute perfect night for the fans. I think that they'll always remember that night.
It looked like you were having fun, Don. I imagine. I mean, that's a smile that everybody could love. As that was Don Stevens right before he took his rookie lap at the time Frontier Field.
That was, one of the most things that I remember about that whole night was I had gone up into the press box the morning of the game, and checked it out, and it said, okay, well, it's a long ways away, but that's all right. This is workable. It's fine. Then it went back that night. They had taken the windows out. Oh man, it was so cold. But anyway, it was a great night, a very memorable occasion. I can't believe that it's 12 years.
To the day, 12 years to the day, December 13th, back in, what's 12 years, 2013. You had the opportunity to call the Frozen Frontier, where a hockey game took place on a baseball field, and it's kind of crazy. Don, you've seen the outdoor classic, the winter classic. It started as a really cool idea. Now here we are, 20 years later, they're still doing these games.
It's kind of lost its novelty in a way. It's so commonplace anymore, but it's still an exciting night, something that fans get only once in a blue moon. And,
I mean, depending on the city you're in, right? It might only be there once. We've seen it only once here in Rochester.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll see another one, but there's nothing planned for this year, I don't think, as far as outdoor games are concerned for involving the Rochester Americans. But maybe sometime in the future it might show up once again. So we have a lot more coming your way here at the Blue Cross. Again, it is a 1-0 lead for the Amerks over the visiting Lehigh Valley Phantoms after one period. Hold my breath.
At Rochester Regional Health Sands Constellation Heart Institute, we're transforming heart care for our community. Our dedicated team is committed to delivering the latest treatment advancements, but what truly matters to us is you. regional.org/art.
Weather will be here before you know it. Is your home ready? Get your next home exterior project done now with no payments until 2027. Take advantage of this limited time financing to protect your home before the snow and ice set in. Our trusted team delivers industry-leading craftsmanship backed by a top-tier warranty. Don't wait until the snow and ice cause costly damage. When quality counts, call the official and exclusive roofing partner of the Rochester Americans.
know what it takes to get your baby to sleep. But when it comes time for their higher education, have you thought about what you'll need then? Look into NY 529, an easy way to start saving for college, trade school, and more.
Every lawyer should know the law, but knowing the legal system is about people. Seeger and Shortino has been working in the Rochester area courts for more than 3 decades. We've negotiated with and received referrals from many other law firms in town, including some of our adversaries. We know the area's judges. Just as important, they know us, and that local knowledge can make a difference. So when you've been injured, call a firm that knows Rochester.
So a fair amount of activity in that first period. Some of the fans here at the Blue Cross Arena watching on, and good crowd on hand tonight as the Amherst take on the visiting Lehigh Valley Phantoms. There was 1 goal only scored, but there was a few other things that took place. Some interesting activity to get everybody into the game.
Yeah, and they did it early, Don. You know, the Phantoms are the affiliate of the Philadelphia Flyers, nicknamed the moniker of the Broad Street Bullies. But if you go into those highlights, Mason Gertzen was ready to bully around Roman Schmidt, a newcomer for the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, and well, he's familiar with the Amherst. He used to play for the Syracuse Crunch, and Mason Gertzen reintroduced himself to the now Lehigh Valley defenseman. This scrap happening just a couple minutes into the game, and Gertzen, once he finally got that right hand free, over the top, rocking the jaw of Schmidt, got him a little bit early, and then hammers him here. Just over the top, crossing underneath the bridge of his nose and rattling that cheekbone. Gertzen bringing himself and the crowd to life here. And then a power play a couple minutes later for the Amherst. Riley Fiddler-Schultz finds the open-faced blade of Carson Meyer, who is right in between the circles, able to bat that one through Yarnison and get Rochester on the board with the lone goal through 20 minutes. Comes on the power play. Good guys up 1-0.
So as you see Meyer getting his 6th, Fiddler-Schultz assisting Zach Jones, who leads the entire American Hockey League in assists right now, as he picks up another one and continues his string of goals, of assists. He has everything but goals. He's got 1 goal is all, but he leads the world in assists and power play assists and power play points and everything else. So he's having a heck of a year. You know, I wonder what, if Meyer hadn't missed, what did he miss, about the first 25 games of the season or something ridiculous like that? If he hadn't missed all those games, I wonder where his points totals would be right now.
Yeah, I think he'd be receiving some all-star honors, and I think that's going to be an exciting time too. You know, I know I'm putting the cart before the horse here, but we're about a month away from those all-star announcements. I think you've got a ton of candidates here in Rochester.
Certainly a lot of talent on this team, and there's a lot of talent missing here tonight, as the Amherst have actually had to do a whole lot of shuffling as far as lines are concerned, and so far so good. Things have worked out pretty well.
I think so, and you see the compete level with guys like Isaac Beliveau, who hasn't gotten consistent playing time here. Of course, Matteo Costantini, the call-up from Jacksonville. Those guys are hungry, and so when you see players like that get put in the lineup, they're ready to give it 110%. I think we've seen that through 20 minutes.
You know, most of the changes have been up front. The defensive core, the Blue Liners, has been pretty solid all season long, and I think that's really what's carrying this team in this current situation. So we have second period action coming up in just a bit. Again, it's a 1-0 lead for the Amherst after 1 period here at the Blue Cross. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
What comes after the storm is definitely not the calm. You who knows that there's a big difference between gray and monument gray. You who knows what this feels like.
Explore the new Ski-Doo lineup today at Maddie's Motorsports.
My therapist, she pushed me also. Everything happens for a reason. I had to let go and find myself again. And that's what the Villa program and the staff did for me, is let me find myself again. And I like who I found.
Over 50 years ago, my family built a place where everybody is welcome, where love is celebrated every day, and family is at the heart of everything we do. Since 1969, we are 3 generations of hard work and care, committed to exceeding your expectations, bringing you exceptional quality, value, and style. I'm so proud of what we do and where we came from. I'm Malachi Avino. This is our heritage. Let us be a part of yours.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amherst have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
This period brought to you by Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Nothing else comes close. By ESL Federal Credit Union. By Villa of Hope. Rebuild, recover, renew.
Back here at the Blue Cross Arena, where it is getting close to Christmas. See some of the festive lighting out in the area downtown here.
Yeah, that was at the Genesee Brewhouse, lighting of the keg tree. That was a jamming crowd of people enjoying this holiday season. I don't know how they do it, Don. I don't know how you do it with the weather. I have not been able to adjust to the cold in Rochester since getting here.
That's because you have no meat on your bones.
That's
too
true.
Skinny. All right, let's check the locker room report here with Griffin.
Yeah, Don, just talked to Vinny Prospel, and he mentioned how he loves the teams compete at the game, being so many forwards down, a much different group than what we saw in Belleville just a few days ago, and he loves the power play unit. 3 goals last game, already 1 here today, and again, a much different than what we saw against the Senators. So that's a little bit about the first 20. Want to keep a whole lot of the same here in the second period.
Tonight's locker room report brought to you by Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Nothing else comes close.
A great opportunity for the Amherst to get out to that 1-0 lead. They outshot the Phantoms. They had more power play opportunities than Lehigh Valley, including their second one now that still has 1:54 left on it as we begin the second period.
And today's game recap brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group. Amherst will be shooting now at the net to our right, and Devin Levi in goal to our left. And the way the schedule is kind of laid out here over the next little bit, Levi might play every game for the rest of the year almost.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a position to do it, I think. It's a light work.
Let me clarify that as calendar year.
Yes, you're right. I followed your beat there, but...
Yeah, I knew you did. All right, getting set. Amherst on the power play for 1:54. As Fiddler Schultz will step in for the face-off. Puck drop, but won by the Phantoms, pulled back in the zone and chased down deep in the corner, then fired along the boards by Barkey, but up and out. And so the faceoff will be coming back in the Lehigh Valley zone. Again, that's to our right here in the second period.
Amherst still with a lot of time on that power play. Mentioned Devin Levi, as we were talking, Don. He's got four? I mean, the Amherst are playing, 4 times in the next 2 weeks? So...
Home games, right?
Yeah, all home games.
Yeah.
Start of a 4-game homestand here.
Face-off coming to the right of Yarnison. Now Fiddler Schultz chased out, so Joshua will step in. Enemy up lined up. Now the puck dropped, and that was 1-2 cleanly. It's pulled through everybody and all the way down, so the Amherst have to chase back. Down behind his net, taken by Jones. Leading the Amherst in points with 24. Pulled up the slot, working his way through, but dropped back. And now the puck pulled out on the near wing and flying up the right wing side. Fiddler Schultz enters the zone, drops at right wing boards for Meyer, lays it back at the point. Return past Meyer, along the near boards, skipped off the stick of Neuchev and coming down the corner. Jammed around to the near point. Jones to the other side. Return pass on top for Jones. Wrist shot in, he missed the right post. Comes down behind the net, then the puck slammed along the boards and down ice. Back for it go the Amherst. Out behind his net. Taken there by Jones. Got 1:03 to go in this power play opportunity. Second of the game, and the puck now passed off on the left wing side through to center ice. That's continuing forward after a drop pass up the left wing, pulled in over the line, and thrown around behind the Phantoms net. Backhander off in the near corner, reaching in, but that one bounced away. Puck is found, sent through the slot all the way down on goal. Lehigh has to make the stop. He'll lay it in behind the net. They're taken by Wahlberg. He'll looks it over as the breakout develops, and now from behind the net, carried away and up the near wing. Rathbone tries the left wing side. Over the blue line, fired in by Wahlberg. Round behind the net, comes down the near corner. Blocked by Beliveau. That's around the near point and unable to reach it. That's off of Rathbone's stick all the way down again. So the Amherst getting nowhere right now on this power play. Round behind the net, where it's taken 15 seconds to go with the man advantage. Up the right wing, Beliveau throws it far side, continuing on in over the line, and drop down the corner, round behind the Phantom net. 5 seconds to go with the man advantage. Puck spun through and all the way down ice again, and Lehigh will set it up there for Johnson. Down behind his net. So the Phantoms full strength. Amherst have it, brought forward by Lowen. Works the right wing to center ice, throws it cross rink. Bouncing at the blue line, and it's pulled in over the line now by the Amherst. Up the left wing and a shot in. Off the stick of Bjarnason. In the air, comes down the far corner. Recovered by the Phantoms, thrown along the near side, and a quick pass spun out of the zone to center ice by Maroney, but the Amherst come up with it. Back in their own end, turned ahead on the left wing. Feed along the far board, scooped in around behind that by Sligert. Fired around the near side, little flip pass, it's out over the line to center ice, recovered by Johnson. To the far boards, that's sent right back in by Lowen, but then returned the other way by the Phantoms up ice. Pass on the right side, entering the Amherst zone, spinning at the far point. As they tie up there, it's now still kept in, and now it's out over the line to center ice. Phantoms clear the zone, drawn in over the blue line, but getting slowed up there at the point. Puck bouncing down into the corner. The Amherst have it. Through and now in behind his net. Amherst have it. 3 minutes gone in the second period. From behind the net. That's brought away, but lost, and the stick is grabbed onto and fired along the near side. It makes its way out to center ice. That's all the way down. Chased back in the zone, and the inning pass along the far side, up the right wing through to center ice. Into the Rochester zone, shot around behind the net, comes down the near corner. Lowen getting back for it. Drops it in the slot. That's kept in, however. On the far side, and a shot in, missed wide. Comes around behind the net, out the near wing. Meyer gets it to the blue line, but not out, still kept in as they tie up on the near boards and ends up around behind the net. Taken by Johnson. That's blocked away, but not out. Still kept in, top of the slot on the near side. One-time shot blocked away, and the puck comes out of the near wing out top. And to the right point, kept in. Pass out top again at the near point. Yenning has it. Shoots it off the boards, round behind the net into the far corner. And the Amherst get a hold of it as they turn back, but reaching in. Winslow trying to get away with it, make that Wisdom, and the puck now is out top of the slot. Carried along the near side, back at the left point, still kept in. To the far boards for Wisdom. Takes a shot, that's blocked down, ends up with the far boards. Trying to get a hold of it is Wahlberg for the Amherst, can't, but in the corner Johnson takes it, throws it out in front of his net, and Levi tips to the side where the puck is backhand in the air down ice and sent flying as Lowen, and this is going to be a tripping penalty coming up here to the Phantoms. 1-0 for the Amherst with 4.5 minutes played in the game.
Yeah, they'll call it tripping again. Some undisciplined behavior from Lehigh Valley here. They had Rochester hemmed in their defensive zone, and just as Trevor Kuntar is trying to exit the back skate of a Phantoms player, taking, I believe it was Kairu, getting underneath the leg of Kuntar, who falls. Thankfully, it appears he's all right, and hopefully the Rochester Americans can be a little bit better than all right with another power play coming up.
And tonight's second period replay is brought to you by Caraglio's Pizza. Great people, great place, great taste. So the Amherst power play opportunity number 3. Got nothing going on the last one. As the puck dropped in the corner, shot around behind the net all the way through and down ice. So back for it go the Amherst. Down behind the net. Drop back once again and continuing ahead up the near wing to center ice. Fiddler Schultz wide on the right side over the blue line, throws it to the far boards. It's a stick deflected down the corner. Joshua gets to it, rings it around the boards, but there's nobody at the point. That's all the way out to center ice. Chased back by Jones, down in front of his net. Starts to work forward up the left wing over the red. He'll drop it back, continuing on down along the near side to Meyer. Chips it down the corner, is chased after by Neuchev. Backhands it behind the net. Fiddler Schultz back at the left point where it's kept in. Pass to the left wing boards, out top again. It's Jones on the left wing boards. Pulled down Fiddler. Schultz takes a shot, but that's deflected up over top of the net. Comes down the near corner. Neuchav moving in on it. As it's dug out of the corner by Meyer, brings it in front and rolled off the end of his stick, never got the shot away. And it's pulled up ice, 1-on-1 now for the Phantoms and over the Rochester blue line. Spin around move right there by Richard. Nifty move out in front. Shot, kick, save Levi. He got the right pad on the point blank range shot. And the puck pulled out to center ice, stolen again. Right back in over the Rochester line. Spinning around, dropped on top, but out of the reach of Wilson. The far point kept in and swept around behind the Amherst net. As they tie up with the backboards and the puck in the near corner, dug out and now carried away by the Amherst. Half a minute to go in the power play. Turning back forward, Wahlberg around behind his net. Throws it ahead up the left side, drop back once again for Wahlberg. He'll then lay it back, and then he gets a return pass up the right wing. Re-enters his own on the near boards in the corner. Looking for help as he's double teamed. Spins it around behind the net to the far side. And the puck is pinned up on the wall. Amherst got a hold of it, but can't center. Shot around the boards. Again, that's through and down, and that'll about do it for the penalty. Back go the Amherst. So the Phantoms full strength. The Amherst now 1 for 3 on the power play. Brought ahead up over the red line. Flipped deep in the zone. Round behind the Phantom net. Carried out the near side. And the Phantoms will play it through and out to center ice where it's grabbed at the red line by Kuntar. Drops it back in his own zone. Pass up the left side. Into the Lehigh Valley zone. Round behind the Phantoms net. Shot around the near boards. Amherst making changes. On the near wing, moving in on it. Slager gets a piece of it to keep it inside the blue line. However, pops loose in front of the net and shot off the far side out of the zone to center ice. Here come the Phantoms. Scooped down around behind the Amherst net. Back first, Constantini. He's pushed away, and the puck ends up in the near corner. Slager digs it out. As he's bumped, moving in to help out is Komarov for the Amherst. Slager bangs away at it. It's back at the left point, kept in. Shot to the net. Levi has it on the right shoulder and holds on. We'll have a little push into this side of the net. Order is restored. Still 1-0 in favor of the Amherst. 12:51 to go in the second. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Weather will be here before you know it. Is your home ready? Get your next home exterior project done now with no payments until 2027. Take advantage of this limited time financing to protect your home before the snow and ice set in. Our trusted team delivers industry-leading craftsmanship backed by a top-tier warranty. Don't wait until the snow and ice cause costly damage. When quality counts, call Stella Roofing, the official and exclusive roofing partner of the Rochester Americans.
Over 50 years ago, my family built a place where everybody is welcome, where love is celebrated every day, and family is at the heart of everything we do. Since 1969, we are 3 generations of hard work and care, committed to exceeding your expectations, bringing you exceptional quality, value, and style. I'm so proud of what we do and where we came from. I'm Alec Iavino. This is our heritage. Let us be a part of yours.
Introducing Delta Sonic Ceramic Exterior Detail, powered by Resistol. 1-year warranty protection for your vehicle's paint, rims, and headlights. Our specialized formula uses advanced ceramic technology to drastically improve the gloss and durability of your vehicle's paint while creating a barrier that prevents etching and oxidation. Delta Sonic's Ceramic Exterior Detail ensures your car remains as stunning as the day you bought it.
1-0 for the Amherst here in the second period. Join the Amherst Kids Club, presented by Advantage Federal Credit Union, for prizes, discounted ticket offers, and fun all season long. Head to amherst.com/Kids Club to get signed up. Face-off coming to the right of Levi. Well, that stick is a little short now, so having to get a new one for the face-off is Kopp. I've been like playing in the basement with a mini stick.
Yeah. It's this time of year, I feel like we all did that as kids. Extended family came in for the holidays. Fun game of knee hockey.
Puck drop, pulled out in the slot, and on the right side, one-time shot again off the shoulder of Levi. Knocked down, he draws it into his knees, pins the puck and holds on for the face-off. And Levi again will slow things down as we have another face-off coming up in the Rochester zone.
Devin Levi again, another good save to your point over on that right side. He has been getting busy as his workload's picking up here in the second period. 12 saves so far on the night. As Griffin mentioned in our open, over 80 shots faced in his last 2 games entering this contest.
Puck drop, pulled back at the right point. Kept it along the sideboards and down in the corner. Now behind it as they tie up. That pops loose, but still kept in. And a pass now off a stick, popped up in the air and comes out over the line to center ice. On the near boards, drawn into the Phantom zone, backhanded the rest of the way down, around behind the Lehigh Valley net. Carried away by the Phantoms. Up the slot through to center ice, thrown along the right wing and in the Amherst zone and chased back now by Novikov. He's then spun off of the backboards, does cycle the puck around the far side and rolls it on the wall. And then it turned out over the line to center ice, but recovered again by the Phantoms. To the near boards, back in the zone, long pass ending up the far side. Return now on the near wing, in is Eklund. Drops it off in front, Wilson backhander. Levi, he's sitting on the puck. They jam away at it. The ref says it is in. Puck was laying on the goal line. Levi was sitting on it, but evidently the rear end was over the line as that's whistled down and stopped, and the goal being awarded to the Lehigh Valley Phantoms.
I can't imagine they don't at least take a look at this one, Don. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. The puck trickles underneath Levi, but he looks like he was sitting there. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Garrett Wilson's the captain for the Phantoms that streaks in there. He's a veteran. I talked about earlier his penalty minute totals are really the big part of his game. Maybe it's Gaucher's goal too, because Wilson drives the net. Gaucher ends up getting at the front of the crease, and perhaps he'll be credited with tapping it through. Either way, yeah, we play on. It's tied.
Well, nobody protested, so we're even now at 1, and the puck dumped down around behind the Lehigh Valley net, cleared out on the far boards. And the puck in the corner, and it's chipped to the backboards around behind the net. As they get tied up again around the far side, drawn out into the high slot and turned out to center ice. A race for the puck up the right wing. In the Amherst zone, squeezed out and taken down to Gendra. And the puck around behind the Amherst coming down the near corner. Drawn up the side boards, but the Phantoms get to it. Gendra out of the corners. He's spun around. Phantoms get it back at the left point, kept in to the other side, bounced away off the stick of Schmidt out over the line to center ice. Amherst have it. Bring it forward. Meyer over the line. That's going to be offside. So we're down to 11:16 to go in the second period, and a new game all even up at 1 apiece.
We talked about Devin Levi taking the bulk of the workload down the stretch here, Don. Well, Topias Leinen is out due to injury. Enter Scott Ratzlaff, who was just called up from the Jacksonville Icemen, rookie goaltender. He's a part of this Sabres prospect pool in net. It's getting deeper and deeper each year in the crease, and I don't know if Ratzlaff will get any action here, but he's a young kid. He's well-spirited, well-spoken as well, and getting an opportunity to be on the bench here in the AHL.
He must be good. He's from Irma, Alberta.
The village of Irma, Alberta, not a city, a village.
Puck now is in behind the Phantoms net. That's my home.
I believe you told me you guys had a conversation, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we've had quite a few conversations. That's dumped in on goal, grabbed by Levi, and he holds on for a face-off. Actually, my hometown is the next one over, called Wainwright. Which they paved this last year, he told me. Scott told me that they paved it this year.
But that's all it is, basically. The village of Irma,
there's some side streets, but they're not paved. Okay. They're paved with ice and snow for half the year.
He's off to a really good start, too. Top 12 goaltender in the ECHL in save percentage.
And the rookie of the month for the month of October in the East Coast League. Turned up the left wing side. Chipped along the wall and had taken back by the Phantoms, and on the near board, still back in the zone and along the near wing. It's out over the line to center ice, then set cross rink by Bonk, and then he is dumped by Joshua. Pass on the near side, one-time shot, getting the stick on it, Levi. Puck pulled around the near wing and out to the point and out to center ice, and ahead on the left wing side. Riding over the line and a goal, grabbed onto and taken down, and crashing into the backboards. And who is that? Is that Kuntar? Yes, it is, getting up as the Phantom player. A little extra hold on that one. I'm sure we'll be heading to the penalty box. Joshua giving him the evil eye, and so that will be.
I think it's McDonald. I don't know.
Looks like McDonald.
I don't know how he's arguing this. I mean, yeah, he's hauling Kuntar down, and then he slams into the boards awkwardly. Trevor Kuntar, hopefully okay. I'll tell you what, he has taken his fair share of bumps and bruises. He had to deal with the jet lag first, and now he has to deal with the animosity the Phantoms are dishing out, but hopefully Rochester can respond with a power play goal to try and regain the lead here in the second.
So another power play opportunity for the Amherst. This will be the fourth. And they really need to take advantage of these power plays especially. as the Phantoms are finding new life after scoring that goal. They're putting on a lot of pressure here and have now gained the lead in shot 16-11. At the left point, kept in by the Amerks. Spinning around Jones on the left wing side. Little flip pass along the near boards. It's picked up by Meyer on the right wing. Throws it out to the high slot. Tipped to the left wing boards for Fiddler. Schultz bounced away off a stick. Amerks get to it and can't keep it in. That's at the center ice, and I'm dumped down ice wide of the net and chased after in the corner. Wilson for the Phantoms getting bumped. And the puck in the corner. Fiddler. Schultz trying to dig it out, and they do. And now the Amerks will bring it away. That took 30 seconds off the clock. Carried ahead. Up the left wing side and over the line. Dropped it on the left wing boards. Amerks just barely able to keep it in. Top of the slot. Up with it is Jones along the left wing. Trying to find an opening. Chase down the corner. Lays it back at the left point again. Kept in. Along the sideboards again for Jones. Turns. Looks at the net. Drops it on top. Moving in a little shovel shot toward the net, but not much on the shot from Fiddler. Schultz out in front, and it's hammered just wide by Joshua. Along the near boards, Meyer gets to it. Dumps it down the corner. Back at the right point where it's kept in. On the right side to Meyer. Takes a shot and a deflection attempt, but that missed. Shot around the far side. Amerks get to it. Drawn out top again for Jones. On the left wing and out top. Once again to Jones. Shot toward the net. Missed wide. On the backboard, Joshua spins it in behind. Meyer digs it up. His pass picked off, and the puck brought out to center ice. Reaching in to steal it right back. Fiddler. Schultz at the red line will shoot it in around behind the net. Comes down the near corner. Amerks get to it first. Warren dropping it back on the right wing side for Jones. Has it in the corner. 23 seconds to go with the man advantage. Out top, Wahlberg to the left side. Off to Rathbone. Carries it down the corner. Lays it back to Wahlberg. To Rathbone again, left wing corner. Looks it over to the point. Wahlberg to the right side for Jones. Back pedals, now carries it down into the circle. Looking for a lane, but no room to shoot. Turns it in the slot. Backhander, but they're dribbled wide. And in the corners, the penalty expires. Jones taken to his knees. Puck pulled to the near point. It's out over the line to center ice. Rathbone able to drop it off for Kuntar. Throws it cross rink to the far side. Amerks re-enter the zone. And they get tied up at the blue line. It looked like it was going to be offside, but now brought forward in the Amerks zone. Nice back check by Kopp. And a shot in off the left shoulder of Lehigh. And the puck pulled out over the line. Nope, not over the line. Kept it again. And the feet on the right wing side. A shot in off the left wing, that is, and a kick save for Levi. Puck comes down behind the net. Spun around the boards out the near side. Jammed away, high slot for Warren. He maintains control and now gives it off and turned up the right wing. Carried down the zone by Wahlberg. On the right wing corner, gets tied up. Backhander in the corner. Amerks chase after there. However, it's dug out by the Phantoms and brought away. On the near wing to center ice. To the Rochester blue line, turned in over the line, and after goes Komarov. Down behind his net, giving it off to Novikov. Back in the corner for Komarov. The Off brothers playing catch, and off the near side, drawn away to the left point, kept in, turned down over the line to center ice. Recovered again. Phantoms have it back at their own blue line. Bonk throws it to the far boards. That is cleared up the right wing side to the red line, knocked down. Amerks getting a hold of it again. Johnson ties it up. Dropped off at the Rochester blue line on the near side. Komarov throws it left wing. Right in on goal. Constantini moving in, gets a shot away, and that's grabbed and held onto by Bjarnason. So a lot of pressure applied by the Phantoms. Amerks get a couple of chances. It remains tied at 7 minutes to go in the second. And this is the Amerks Broadcast Network.
Work to win. Deflecting challenges. Defending titles. Doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home. And the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
My therapist, she pushed me also. Everything happens for a reason. I had to let go and find myself again. And that's what the Villa program and the staff did for me, is let me find myself again. And I like who I found.
Riders, this one's for you. You to whom what comes after the storm is definitely not the calm. You who knows that there's a big difference between gray and monument gray. You who knows what this feels like.
Explore the
Tonight's game is presented by Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino.
So the face-off in the Phantom Zone coming to the right of Bjarnason. It'll be Constantini. Back up from Jacksonville in for the face-off for the Amherst has Slaggert and Warren on the wings.
Yeah, Constantini just moments ago had a great chance at what could have been his second goal in the AHL.
Puck drop, pulled back at the left point, kept in. And the shot attempt blocked down, and now out to center ice. Here come the Phantoms. Up the right wing, over the line. Quick shot, blocked away off the blocker of Levi out to the near point. Kept it again. On the near side, back at the point area, that's kept in by the Phantoms, and down the corner, getting hold of it. Warren for the Amherst sends it forward, and that's batted out over the line to center ice. Recovered again, spinning around. McDonald at the red line, draws it to the Rochester blue line, knocked off his stick, but still stuck along the blue line and in the zone. They tie up along the far side. Backhanded by Lowen, high in the air, comes out over the line to center ice, and a hand pass will stop play with 6:24 to go in the second period, tied at 1.
Got Lehigh Valley up in shots in this period alone, 12-3 on Rochester, and it's something that was talked about again in our keys tonight. The Amherst, and you and I were in the room yesterday when Mike Leone touched on managing the middle of the game, and you have to manage second periods. They're -10, now -11 goal differential. This has been the kryptonite of the Rochester Americans this season.
Puck dropped at the Rochester blue line, or not dropped. Now it's dropped, and the Amherst have it. Long pass through the center ice up the right wing. Off the stick of Joshua, rest the way down, round behind the Lehigh Valley net, spun around the far side, rolls out over the line to center ice. Amherst get it, shoot it right back in. Bjarnason couldn't stop it. Round the boards, coming down the near corner. Has bumped along the boards is Yinning, and he does pass the puck around the wall out the center ice, shot the rest of the way down the Amherst zone. Johnson racing for it, but the Phantoms get to it first. In the corner dugout, back at the right point, top of the slot for Yinning. Turn shot, off the glove of Levi, comes down wide of the net. In the corner, and a pass along the wall is out over the line to center ice. Amherst draw it in over the line, bounced away, out to center ice, picked up along the far side. Johnson now to Kopp, and he'll hammer it in round behind the Lehigh Valley net. Phantoms back for it. Pulled away from behind the net, thrown off the far side, through to center ice into the near wall. On the left wing, entering the Amherst zone, down the corner goes Wisdom around behind the Amherst net off in the far corner. They'll reverse it to the back boards, feet in front, shot short side, and it's blocked around behind the net. Coming down the near corner, Phantoms again getting to it, cleared behind the net, off of the far corner, and that's a return pass in behind the Amherst net around the near side. Phantoms putting pressure on, but the Amherst dig that one out, and a pass along the near side is over the line to center ice. Amherst have it, Neuchev, bounced away off the end of his stick, but recovered, and it's cleared the rest of the way around behind the Amherst net again. Back for it goes Rochester. In the corner, reaching in, Johnson couldn't get it loose. Neuchev on the near side, puck pulled to the blue line, is drawn out to center ice, trying to get away. Is Wahlberg in over the line, got slowed up, and it's offside. We have 4 minutes, 43 seconds to go here in period number 2. We're tied at 1, and this is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Licensed dispensary is still growing. Join the lifestyle. Good Life Collective's loyalty program and seamless delivery options are available at both locations. Good Life offers the safest CBD and great products you won't find elsewhere. Google Good Life today.
At Rochester Regional Health Sands Constellation Heart Institute, we're transforming heart care for our community. Our dedicated team is committed to delivering the latest treatment advancements. But what truly matters to us is you. We listen, understand your needs, and provide compassionate care every step of the way. Together, we're creating a heart care experience that puts you first. Redefining heart care. We're here for it. Learn more at rochesterregional.org/heart.
Why I tell people to work here is about how we are with each other. And we know that how we are with each other day to day in this work will translate into how we are with the people we serve in our programs, and ultimately how they are when they go out into their lives each and every day.
Amherst Hockey. The Rochester Americans are back on the ice for their historic 70th season. Join in on the fun at Blue Cross Arena all year long. 2025-26 season group and single game tickets are on sale now. Visit Amherst.
Amherst and Phantom currently knotted up at 1, and here's what to expect in our upcoming intermission report. We're going to learn more about the Teddy Bear Toss game next week here at Blue Cross Arena. Have a quick conversation with Carson Mayer as he continues to be great for Rochester this season, and then we'll send it right back upstairs to the guys in the booth to break everything down through 2 periods of action.
All right, Griff set for the face-off at the Lehigh Valley blue line. Amherst scored in the first. The Phantom scored here in the second. And an all-even game as the puck is cleared up the right wing side, round behind the Amherst net. Rochester chasing back and sent around the near wall to the left point, but kept in. Long shot from there, off the glove of Levi, comes down the corner. Amherst get to it. Cleared off the glass, headed in the air, not the center ice. On the far boards of the red line, bouncing. And the puck is cleared off the stick of Eklund, and now shot in around behind the Amherst net, and Rochester back. From behind, pass ahead, that's through everybody and all the way down, and this will be an icing. Bringing the face-off back in the Amherst zone with 4:09 to go in the second period.
Heavy ice tilt in the second. Thankfully, Devin Levi's been ready with a lot of big saves, but with just over 4 minutes to go in this frame, you kind of feel like the Amherst are more or less trying to survive and get through this period tied. Scoring chances have been far and few between on the other end of the ice.
Again, only 3 shots for the Amherst this period to 14 for the Phantoms. Gives you a pretty good indication of where the majority of the play has been from the draw. That's between the D and out over the line to center ice. So the Phantoms have to clear the zone, chase the puck down their own zone. Kyrou on the near wing will throw it in, bouncing in on goal, stopped and smothered there by Levi, who holds on for another face-off. Hey, let the stuffed animals fly on Friday, December 19th for Teddy Bear Toss at the Blue Cross Arena, presented by Bob Johnson Auto Group. All stuffed animals collected to be donated to the Pirate Toy Fund. Get your tickets at amherst.com/tickets.
I believe Griffin Della Penna will be chatting a little bit more with our friends at the Pirate Toy Fund coming up in intermission here as we get ready for that Teddy Bear Toss game. Hopefully it doesn't come in a shootout this year, Don.
Yeah. Broadcaster's nightmare,
yeah,
the Teddy Bear Shootout.
You think
Teddy
that?
Bear Toss.
Imagine if that would have happened in Hershey.
Drawn out on the near side, it did once. Coming out top, turnaround shot, that goes wide. Comes down the near corner and spun off of the backboards and into the corner, cleared up the wall. And as the puck is dug out by Joshua, gets spun around. Still had it in skates, but blocked, and now in the corner, chased down and spun behind his net by Komarov. Then taken away, feeding on goal off the pad of Levi, puck behind the net in the far corner. Taking him back at the right point to the left side. Making one time, that's Kyrou, top of the slot, and the puck rolled away, carried up ice by Joshua, but behind the play, and got a little mix-up going on in front of the Amherst net, and it looks like it'll be a Rochester penalty coming up. As Fiddler Schultz will head to the penalty box.
So you're right, Don. It looks like high sticking on Fiddler Schultz. I thought there were going to be a couple of roughing minors because I saw Fiddler Schultz pestering with a guy at the net front of Levi for the Phantoms. So watching on TV, take a look here. Fiddler Schultz goes toward the front. There was a player, actually Komarov got in the kitchen sink of somebody, and oh yeah, Fiddler Schultz, okay. So he does reach over and get the stick, which I believe hit the visor of a defenseman for Lehigh Valley, or a forward rather. Either way, Amherst on the kill.
Second penalty, or power play opportunity for the Phantoms. Puck dumped behind the Amherst net far corner. Novikov is there to shoot it in the air and all the way down ice. So back for it go the Phantoms. And reaching in to steal it is Warren. He'll send it around behind the net. Nice hustle there by Warren. And the puck now in the corner, chased after by Slager. Then he's dumped face first into the glass. That's cleared around the far side, tipped away to the blue line, and out over the line. The Amherst are there to take it away. Pass forward by Novikov, but blocked it on the far boards. Amherst trying to get loose, and it is spun away by Robertson entering the Amherst zone, dumped down the corner. Chasing back for it in the corner boards is Lowett as the players dig it out of the corner. And hammered around behind the net to the near side. Getting to it first, Joshua shovels a backhander out of the near point, but the Phantoms reach it and keep it in. Now it's taken away, and up ice one-on-one. Here comes Joshua, trying to catch up on the play. Lowen, Joshua moving in, backhander and a goal. Ped saved the rebound out in front. Amherst couldn't get the return shot away, and it's sent out to center ice. Turned in over the Rochester line, but bounced away. Rathbone along the far side. Can't get it out. Still kept in. Now tipped out over the line on a nice poke check by Gertzen. Backhanded to the near boards. And they got 40 seconds to go in the Rochester penalty. Phantoms start to bring it forward. Drop back and now continuing off of the right side. In over the Rochester line. Chased down in the corner on the far side. Dropped out to the right point. That's kept in and along the far side into the corner again, the right wing side. On top. And Phantoms on the power play. Taking Kyra, throws it to the right side. Kept in at the right point along the far boards, dumped down the corner. Right back on the right side, pass Fandon. In the corner, trying to get a hold of it. Back at the right point, kept in. Kyra's shot, knocked down by Levi. He finds the handle, grabs the puck, holds on, and will have a little extracurricular activity in front of the net with 7 seconds to go in the Rochester penalty.
Well, the front half of that Phantoms man advantage didn't have a whole lot of looks. The last sequence did, and Devin Levi was there to cover up, and the Amherst there to police anything that was coming after the fact. Have to watch those net front battles. That's how the Phantoms got their first goal and only goal of the contest so far, as Gertzen continues to have words with Peterson of Lehigh Valley. They'll both go their separate ways and head to the benches. We'll see if that continues. Mason Gertzen already proved earlier in this game and throughout his career that he's willing to find a dance partner at any time.
Face-off coming to the left of Levi. Again, 7 seconds to go with the power play for the Phantoms. As that puck drawn out into the slot, turnaround shot missed. That down into the near corner, drawn back at the left point, kept in still. Shot toward the net, comes down behind the net, penalty expires. We have 1:20 to go in the second period. Pulled along the sideboards. Amherst trying to dig it out, but can't. In behind the net. Phantoms get a stick on it, draw it behind around into the near corner. Cycled back along the sideboards and pulled out to the top of the slot. Spun off at the right point. Still kept in. And a long wrist shot. It dribbles into the slot. Knocked down. Puck behind that. Wraparound attempt. Amherst get in the way of that one. And 1 minute to go in the period. That's drawn out on the near side. Flipped along the wall out to center ice by Joshua. But it's recovered. And off the far side. Long pass in by Gannett. Into the corner. Amherst reaching in. Send it behind the net to the near side. Getting to it, the Phantoms. In the corner, Wilson moving in as he's pinned up in the corner. That's drawn back out to the left point. Kept in. Gannett turns, long shot. And Levi had no idea where the puck was, but it was in the corner. And then shot away and down ice and back for it go the Phantoms. As we have a stoppage of play. Is that an icing call? Evidently so. Face-off coming back in the Amherst zone with 30 seconds to go here in period number 2.
There's been some contact that Devin Levi has faced throughout this game against the Phantoms. That was another one there where I don't know if maybe he was ran into by one of his own men, but Levi was on his backside at one point during that sequence of play.
It's a big team, this Lehigh Valley team. Let's see, we've got 6'3", 6'3", 6'4". We've got 6'4", 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", 6'4". Goaltender 6'4". I guess they have a minimum on that team.
They have prerequisites for their prospects.
Face-off coming to the right of Levi, who is not 6'4". Puck dropped. That's in skates and a quick shot in, but that off the stick of Levi up and out of play. So Amherst overskated the puck, didn't know where it was, and the Phantoms took advantage with the shot, but Levi gets the stick on it.
Those players you talked about, Don, with their size, it's a byproduct of what the Flyers organization seeks out in their talent, specifically their forward group. You're looking for power forwards that can be net front presence up top. They already have a lot of high skill guys, so that's where these players come into play.
Face-off coming to the right of Levi. Puck draw, net through the D and out of the zone again. So with 20 seconds to go in the period, the Phantoms back. Tipped along the near boards, deep in the Amherst zone, coming down the corner boards and reaching in for Jones. He'll cycle it around the far side, blocked it on the wall and dumped to the corner boards. Amherst get a hold of it, trying to clear it out, but that's deflected down the corner, fighting for it. Neuchev getting tied up with the puck around the far point, kept in. Top of the slot, shot blocked in front, and the horn sounds, and that ends the period. So, again, the Amherst scored 1 in the first, but the Phantoms come back and tie it up in the second period with the lone goal of the second by the Phantoms. We're all even at 1 after 2. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Seeger and Shortino has been working in the Rochester area courts for more than 3 decades. We've negotiated with and received referrals from many other law firms in town, including some of our adversaries. We know the area's judges. Just as important, they know us, and that local knowledge can make a difference. So when you've been injured, call a firm that knows Rochester. Call Seeger and Shortino.
Your home.
Tonight's intermission report is brought to you by Stellar Roofing.
So the Phantoms, scoring the lone goal in the second period, have come back and even this game up at 1 apiece. And a lot of action back and forth, but certainly the most pressure was applied by the Phantoms in that second period. And Griffin, once again, has a player to talk to down at ice level. Here's Griff.
Appreciate it, Don, here with Carson Meyer. Carson, you had the opening goal in the first period, 10 points in your last 12 games. Where do you feel like some of that offensive production is coming from and confidence?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just trying to play simple right now. Haven't been out for so long, rehabbing an injury. I'm not trying to do too much. I'm just trying to, get to the right areas and shoot the puck when I get a chance. And fortunately, I've got some good bounces, and guys have made some great plays.
When you miss so many games like that, the mental aspect of it, what were you kind of expecting during that time, or maybe lessons that you learned when you were away from the ice that now you're applying?
Yeah, I mean, it's been very difficult. Definitely a big mental and physical challenge coming back after so much time off. But it really tested my discipline, and it gave me a new appreciation for the game.
Saw really good offensive play. The power play looked good in the first, not so much in the second. What do you need to do to reignite maybe the special teams in the final 20?
Yeah, just not a great period from us there. We've struggled in the second period, something we need to work on, but I think for the third, we just need to get back to our game plan and start making simple plays, not doing too much.
Thank you for the insight, Carson. Don.
All right, Griff, thank you very much. And he's certainly another one that fits right into that stable of very offensive-minded and outstanding offensive talent on this team.
Brought in for his leadership, too. Don't forget, Carson Meyer wears a letter for the Amherst. He is playoff proven, was with a Cleveland Monsters team that almost made it to the Calder Cup Finals a couple of years ago. And one thing with leadership, Don, you notice the accountability, and he said it right there. We've talked about it. Not a good second period by the Amherst. They know they need to be better. They have to if they want 2 points tonight.
I was going to mention, so I'm glad you brought it up, the personality of the young man. I've had an opportunity to talk to him for a few times. He's a gentleman. You could tell off of that interview right there. He's so well-spoken and just a great human being individually.
Yeah, and I'll kind of a spoiler here. We're going to have a future TV broadcast feature on Carson Meyer, which will talk about his rehab from injury. And I could not believe, I said this to him after we ended the recording, I could not believe how insightful and how transparent he was with everything he went through, because it's so often the mental side when you're recovering from an injury. And he did not mince words. A very honest player, and really happy he's wearing the red, white, and blue.
And I know he feels like he's not totally there yet, but he's getting real close to being at the top of his game, and we're certainly happy for it. We have a lot more coming your way during our intermission here at the Blue Cross Arena. Again, we're even at 1 after 2 periods of play now, and this is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Rochester's first legal licensed dispensary is still growing. Join the lifestyle. Good Life Collective's loyalty program and seamless delivery options are available at both locations. Good Life offers the safest EBD and great products you won't find elsewhere. Google Good Life today.
At Rochester Regional Health Sands Constellation Heart Institute, we're transforming heart care for our community. Our dedicated team is committed to delivering the latest treatment advancements. But what truly matters to us is you. We listen, understand your needs, and provide compassionate care every step of the way. Together, we're creating a heart care experience that puts you first. Redefining heart care. We're here for it. Learn more at rochesterregional.org/heart.
Why I tell people to work here is about how we are with each other. And we know that how we are with each other day to day in this work will translate into how we are with the people we serve in our programs, and ultimately how they are when they go out into their lives each and every day.
Amherst Hockey. The Rochester Americans are back on the ice for their historic 70th season. Join in on the fun at Blue Cross Arena all year long. 2025-26 season group and single game tickets are on sale now. Visit Amherst.com.
Blue Cross Arena tied at 1 between the Amherst and the Phantoms. And, of course, this is the second and the only meeting for the two teams here at the Blue Cross in Rochester. They play each other only 2 times. And let's see, the Amherst had a win and was an overtime loss, I think, last year also against the Phantoms team. So right now they have a loss. So in Allentown, so I'd like to come out with a win here this year to at least get 2 points out of the series.
They've done really well in recent history at Blue Cross Arena against the Phantoms. They have points in 6 of their last 7 here against Lehigh Valley. You mentioned it earlier this season. Phantoms getting a win back in mid-November, a 4-2 outcome at PPL Center, but the Amherst trying to split this season series and tied going into the third. You just don't know what will happen.
First period looked pretty good for the Amherst. A little different story in the second period is it was pretty much all the Phantoms in that second period.
You know, there were 2 things that stood out in the second, I thought, Don. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms and Devin Levi. But it does start with Jacob Gaucher being able to get the conversion on a net front drive from Lehigh Valley's captain, Garrett Wilson. The puck trickled through Levi, who was down on his backside, but the puck squirted free, and Gaucher was able to just roll it through. And then after that, I mean, Levi just continued to make save after save. He's the reason this game is tied, and the Amherst are not down by a couple at this point, as it is even through 40.
So Gaucher with his 5th, and assist going to Wilson, and Eklund. Wilson actually the one to break in on goal and one-on-one with a backhander, and looked like Levi. I never knew where the puck was. I didn't see where it was. I just saw on the replay there where it was, and it popped loose. But didn't that look like an awful slow whistle?
I thought so, yeah. I mean, I was surprised they did not look at it, because I thought at one point the puck was under Devin Levi. You know, typically when a goaltender's seated like that, if you're an official and you're not blowing the whistle, you've got to have a clear sight of line or line of sight to that puck. But yeah,
if the puck disappears from view, it should be whistled down.
Even if for a moment, that's done. You assume the goaltender has it. But yeah, Phantoms were able to break through, and they end up getting a gritty goal in that second period. And so the Amherst, I think, honestly, Don, have to fight fire with fire, because they need to be jabbing away at the net front too. They need to get in on Bjarnason and try to get one of those greasy goals to take a lead.
And going back to what you talked about with the presser with the Coach Leo there yesterday talking about, and they know exactly. Second periods have not been good for the Amherst.
No, and the other thing that he said is you have to play with the team that we have, and one thing he mentioned is if that means we have a roster that has to play without the puck right now a little more, then we need to effectively manage that. We need to know what that looks like and be able to force turnovers at the right time. We may not have the puck as much as our opponent, but we can have it at the key times to create some goals, and right now they just haven't done that.
The Amherst do have positive goal differential in the first and the third periods, but negative in the second period. So we'll see if the Amherst can take advantage of their past history, if you will, moving into the third period, which comes up a little bit, but we still have more coming your way during our intermission here at the Blue Cross Arena. Rochester Americans, Lehigh Valley Phantoms tied at 1. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Every lawyer should know the law, but knowing the legal system is about people. Seeger and Shortino has been working in the Rochester area courts for more than 3 decades. We've negotiated with and received referrals from many other law firms in town, including some of our adversaries. We know the area's judges. Just as important, they know us, and that local knowledge can make a difference. So when you've been injured, call a firm that knows Rochester. Call Seeger and Shortino.
Your home's value is growing. Let's tap into it with home equity solutions at ESL. Our low rates and zero closing costs make it easier than ever to access the equity in your home and unlock a flexible, affordable way to finance what matters most. Whether you're funding home repairs, consolidating debt, or handling unexpected expenses, ESL can help you make it happen. Apply in branch, call 336-1000, or go to esl.org today.
Sabres tomorrow.
Oh.
Blue Cross Arena tonight, the Rochester Americans and the visiting Lehigh Valley Phantoms dueling it out here. It's even at 1 apiece after 2 periods of play now. The Amherst will try and get back on the plus side of things coming up in the 3rd period, which will come along very shortly. You know, a lot of things have happened in that 1st period. There's a lot of action, but the one that's consistently been there and he's been called upon to make a lot of work tonight is Devin Levi.
I think after the month of November, Devin Levi has found some other gears in his system. We're starting to see more of what made this player an all-star a year ago and what has made Levi just beloved by this fan base over his first 2 seasons here. A lot of saves in that 2nd period. Again, he's the difference maker. The Phantoms started to get some of those point shots they could not get through in the 1st. They started getting toward Levi. There were some net front scrums. There were some secondary chances at the front of the goal. There were some odd man rushes for Lehigh Valley. There were glove saves, blocker saves. Levi was getting down and fighting off knuckleball style puck shots with his left and right legs. A lot of saves from Devin Levi as this game remains tied.
You know, you talked about, you're talking about the number of shots that the Amherst are giving up right now. Well, you don't want to give up a whole lot of shots, obviously, but in this particular case, it's kind of maybe even some good news, because I think Devin Levi plays better when he's getting a whole lot of shots. And you were there at the game in Belleville the other night. I thought he was fabulous, and he saw 38 shots, I think it was.
Yeah, and actually we talked with him yesterday, and he said, I like seeing the puck a lot. But the thing he mentioned about Belleville, and this is a key, the Senators had 38 shots on goal, a lot of them coming from the perimeter. So Devin wants to see the puck. He wants to see it as much as he can in a game. But when you're giving him shots like that where he can be positionally sound, not worry about a rebound opportunity or any net front scrums where his vision is getting compromised, he's going to be able to make those saves with relative ease. And at that point, it's more of a quality over quantity. Belleville did not have a lot of that. So the Amherst defense did a really good job of allowing Devin to see the volume of shots he wanted, but also making them stoppable pucks more often than not. I think in the 2nd period, there were maybe too many quality scoring chances for the Phantoms, and the Amherst need to eliminate that in the 4th.
I don't know if it's his past history or not necessarily, but this year I think that Levi is getting better as the season goes along.
Yeah.
We have more coming your way, including the 3rd period here at the Blue Cross Arena. Again, we're all even up. After 2 periods, it's the Amherst 1, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms 1, and you're listening and watching the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Is Rochester's #1 sports bar, but they have so much more. Daily food specials, signature cocktails, and their famous happy hour. Come into one of their 3 locations and see why the Distillery is Rochester's neighborhood gathering place.
Introducing Delta Sonic Ceramic Exterior Detail, powered by Resistol. 1-year warranty protection for your vehicle's paint, rims, and headlights. Our specialized formula uses advanced ceramic technology to drastically improve the gloss and durability of your vehicle's paint while creating a barrier that prevents etching and oxidation. Delta Sonic's Ceramic Exterior Detail ensures your car remains as stunning as the day you bought it. Visit Delta Sonic Detail Shop today.
You know what it takes for them to eat their veggies. But when it comes time for their higher education, have you thought about what you'll need then? Look into NY 529. An easy way to start saving for college, trade school, and more.
My therapist, she pushed me also. Everything happens for a reason. I had to let go and find myself again. And that's what the Villa program and the staff did for me, is let me find myself again. And I like who I found.
No nonsense, all business. Coaches never call up the JV and expect an MVP performance. Supercut stylists take more reps than the competition. Honestly, could this many coaches be wrong? Supercuts, real, smart.
This period brought to you by Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Nothing else comes close. By ESL Federal Credit Union. By Villa of Hope. Rebuild, recover, renew.
Tied at 1 here at the Blue Cross Arena between the Amherst and the Phantoms. We want to get the locker room report. Here once again is Griffin Della Pena.
All right, Vinny, we mentioned in the first period, power play looked really good, maybe a difference in there in the second. How will that improve in the third period?
Well, it's not just the power play. I don't think we really played a really good period. We were on our heels majority of the time, and the special teams actually worked against us. I mean, the power play didn't generate any momentum for us moving forward, and probably, you know, just have to forget about the second period and get back to the way we played in the first and get the puck in their zone, gain some zone time, a little bit of confidence, maybe more emotion, energy in our game, because we were flat. That was not a good period by any means.
Coach Leone mentioned that after practice yesterday, that the second period has been a problem throughout this year. Why do you think that is?
Tough question. That's like if I had a crystal ball, I would probably give you the answer, but I don't. And it has been our issue, and it's the same thing like with some of the changes that we keep making, and it's something that we need to improve at, because that's simply not going to cut it.
Thank you, Vinny. Don?
All right, Griff, thank you. It's a nice locker room report brought to you by Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Nothing else comes close. Here's the numbers.
Yeah, you can see a lopsided shot totals now favor the Phantoms. Thankfully, the game's still evened up. Garrett Wilson getting the assist. Lane Pearson, a lot of shots toward the net. Amherst want to cut him and the rest of the Phantoms off here in the third.
Tonight's game recap brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group. Amherst back to shooting at the net to our left. Devin Levi in goal to our right. And this for the Amherst game 26 of the season, as they've had a little bit of a few less games. The rest of the league starting to catch up. They at one point had the most games played. Right now, Lehigh Valley 25 games. Here we go. Puck dropped. Amherst win it from the draw. Along the near side, Novikov sends it along the boards, but it's blocked the other way and into the Rochester zone. The Amherst back. Bang it along the wall. Out to center ice again. Trying to get hold of it, Fiddler Schultz, but that's cleared cross rink of the far boards. Rathbone on the line can't get it out. It's dumped around behind the Amherst net all the way around to the near boards. On the right wing side, jammed along the wall, golfed out over the line by Kuntar, and that'll be chased all the way down, back in the zone by the Phantoms, brought away. Up the left wing to center ice. It's bumped, carrying it all the way down the corner, around behind the Amherst net. all the way into the near corner. Getting chased there by Slaggert, spinning around, drops it back at the right point, still kept in. Shot toward the net, tip goes wide, swept it on goal, but out the other side off the stick of Lehigh. Coming down the far corner, thrown to the net. Lehigh will gather it in, then as he sees everybody is moving away, making changes, he keeps it in play. Dumped up ice on the right side, now into the Lehigh Valley zone. Minute gone in the third period, dropped off on the sideboards, chipped out over the line to center ice. Phantoms will bring it forward. Entering the Amherst zone along the right wing side pass. Robertson backdoor side shot. He knocked down. Rebound in front. Bouncing puck shot. And hits a body. Amherst cover up and bring it away. Oh, and a golden opportunity for the Phantoms. Carried up ice now by Wahlberg. Backhands it in. Round behind the Phantom net. Coming down the near corner. Moving in on it. Meyer drawing it back to the point. That's swept at but not out. Then kept in. And backhanded deep in the zone by Wahlberg. Back for it go the Phantoms in the corner. As it's drawn out of the near side, through to center ice and up the right wing. Robertson pass picked away off the stick of Eklund, and the Amherst will take it and dump the rest of the way down around behind the Lehigh Valley net. Gertson with a check. And the puck spun around the near side to the point, kept in. Backhander behind the net. Gertson as he chases after it, but it's spun back in the far corner. Dug out and carried away. Spinning back once again. In his own zone along the near side to Kyrou up the right wing. Turns it to the red line. The Amherst dig it out. Jones with the pass forward under the stick of Gertson and down into the Lehigh Valley zone. Gamers can't come up with it. Kyrou throws it to the far side. Pass up the left wing. That's through and into the Amherst zone and round behind the Rochester net. Eklund throws it off in the near corner. As they bang into the corner boards, puck in skates around the near side. Dug out and pulled to the point. Not out. Costantini couldn't clear it. Back at the near point along the sideboards, then dumped down the corner. Emmerich back, cycled around behind the net by Kopp, thrown back at the left point. Phantoms have it again. On the near side, Schmidt long shot in, blocked in front, and up the slot come the Amherst. Constantini on the right side, one man back, brought in Joshua, backhander, and that's wide. Not sure if the goaltender Bjarnason got a piece of it or not, but the puck around the near side. Amherst take it and backhanded again around behind the Lehigh Valley net. Carried from behind his net by Schmidt, again second game after coming over to trade from Syracuse. Puck dumped in the zone, wide of the Amherst net, coming down the near corner. Shot toward the net, off the left pad of Levi, Amherst dig it out. Brought away on the near side, ahead to center ice. That's cleared all the way down, a race forward, that'll be an icing call. A lot of action that first couple of minutes of this third period, 16:47 to go in the third, and we're tied at 1.
Jagger Joshua almost had a great opportunity going down the ice on that right wing side, peeled toward the net and then just misfired that shot. Amherst looking to get their skating legs back. You heard it from Vinny Prospel. He just flat out said, we did not have a good second period. Wasn't just special teams, it was across the board.
Drawn back at the right point. Kept in out top, thrown to the open left wing side by Bonk, and the puck in the corner. It's dropped toward the net, but wide, comes around the near side. Played back in the corner again. Backhanded behind the net to the far side. Slammed it on the wall. This one makes its way out to center ice's touch, so no icing. And pulled back around behind his net now by Bonk for the Phantoms. On the far boards, over the line to center ice. Emmerich step in, jam it away, but recovered again. Phantoms have it. They'll take their time here as the forwards make changes. Dump down the Amherst zone, round behind the net. Back go the Amherst, but that is an icing call. 16:08 to go in period number 3 and tied at 1. Hey, enjoy pregame happy hour presented by the Genesee Brewery before every Friday night home game. $5 12-ounce cans inside the Genesee Brew House at the Blue Cross Arena from 6 o'clock until puck drop. Face off to the right of Bjarnason.
Anton Wahlberg taking the draw. He's basically been Rochester's top centerman tonight.
Back at the left point where it's kept in by Novikov. As he's just barely able to keep it in on top of the slot, then bounced away out of the zone and down, and so the Amherst have to chase back. Levi in behind his net will play it off in the far corner. That up the wing. Backhanded, but not out still. Blocked around behind the Amherst net again. Chased down by Novikov. Gets to it, deflected out in front of the net. Neuchev clears to the side and a pass up the right wing, off a stick and all the way down, and this will be whistled down, an icing call. Bringing the face-off back in the Amherst zone again. Still even at 1, 15:39 to go. here in period number 3.
Novikov made a really subtle play on the near side boards where he was able to just basically angle his body just enough, had one knee up to be able to prevent the clearing attempt, because if that puck goes through him, it's a breakaway for the Phantoms. Subtle play, world of a difference.
Always a little concerned about the Amherst on home ice. The last 5 games, you got a 1-3-1-0 record. And so it's a much better record right now on the road than at home. The Amherst want to start winning on the home ice, so it'll be a great opportunity to do it right here. Puck dumped down around behind the Lehigh Valley net, comes off on the near boards as they get tied up in the corner. Out to the left point, kept in. Johnson with a wrister, blocked down and in front of the net, but cleared aside by the Phantoms. In the far corner, Komarov pinching down, gets a skate on it, blocks the puck, dumps it around behind the net to the near corner. Moving in on a Gertson like a bowling ball. And the puck then drawn out to center ice. Here come the Phantoms, 3-on-2. On the left side, over the line. Pass back, short side. Fire a shot from the short side, knockdown, rebound. That's blocked away in front. What did it hit? Might have been an Amherst player. There were several on the ice in front of the net. Cleared out of the near point, kept in by Kyrou. On top, throws it off on the left wing and into the far corner. Spun around behind the Amherst net. Looking for a centering pass, throwing it back at the right point. Kept in again, Kyrou to the left point, long shot in. Blocked by Levi coming down the corner. Gertson there, backhands it to the point, but not out, still kept in by the Phantoms. Cycled around behind the Amherst net, comes out of the near wing. Finally the Amherst get a hold of it and bring it up ice. Wide to the left side. Johnson enters the zone, takes a shot. Off a leg, comes down the far corner, where it's recovered by the Phantoms and brought forward. Off the left wing into the Rochester zone. Dropped off in front of the net, the Amherst have it. Cleared by Feather Schultz up the left wing side, out over the line and down into the Phantom zone. Back for it goes Lehigh Valley. In the corner, Amherst dig it out, pass through the slot, but blocked away on the near side. Turning back again in the corners, they get spun around, moving in on a Fiddler Schultz. Drawn out to center ice and chased back Beliveau in his own end, giving it off Johnson up the right side, turned in over the Phantom blue line. Kuntard backhands it to the corner. Coming down the far corner, and in skates back at the right point, kept in, long shot, blocked away by Bjarnason. Beliveau getting to it, left wing side. Drawing it back at the point, but off his stick. It's over the line to center ice. Amherst to recover it at the red. Pass right back in over the line to Beliveau. Throws it into the slot. Moving in, backhander Constantini, and a pad save for Bjarnason. Amherst player has to head to the bench, had his helmet knocked off. And the puck around behind the net. And that is Beliveau, as he's back on the bench, and the puck recovered by the Phantoms in their own zone. Drawn off on the far side, ahead up the left wing. Got through, but the Amherst block into the blue line. Now it's jammed the rest of the way into the Rochester zone, and back goes Novikov. Down behind his net. Draws it out the right side, starts to work forward. Goes along the far boards, off the stick of Constantini. Chased down in the corner by Warren for the Amherst. He'll backhand it down in the left wing corner. Constantini digs it out. Moves out top of the slot, tried to throw it across the slot, and the pass blocked and carried forward by the Phantoms. Turned down the Amherst zone, back goes Rathbone as he's bumped in the corner. A puck pulled around the near side, and that's now out over the line to center ice and down around behind the Lehigh Valley net. No icing. Shot around the near side, out to the point. Blocked by the Amherst, kept in out top of the slot. Wahlberg on the right side, moving in, shot off the shoulder. Up Bjarnason, rebound comes down in front of the net, but cleared aside. In the far corner, dug out by Meyer. That's back at the right point, now to the left side. Moving in, Johnson takes a look, takes a shot, knocked down, rebound, backhand over the short side. Bjarnason makes the stop, puck comes out in the slot, and it's carried away. And up ice, wide to the left, into the Rochester zone. Pass to the slot, back checking, Meyer knocked it loose for a moment. Comes out of the near wing, back at the point, and kept in now by Kyrou. Carries it on top, fakes the shot, still has it. And moves along the blue line, takes a long shot in, knocked down in front. That dribbles wide, comes down the near corner. Back at the right point, hopped off the stick of Kyrou and all the way down. Picked up at his own blue line again by Kyrou, shoots it the other way, round behind the Amherst net. Rochester back, in behind the net, pulled out the near side, but spinning back once again, Lowen behind his net. Sends it hard around the boards all the way down, far blue line for Kuntard. Moving in, takes a wrister, but that's put up over top of the net. Comes around the near wing, and the puck into the slot, knocked loose. Joshua gets a piece of it along the wall to keep it in the zone momentarily. That one blocked along the near side, and backhanded by Wilson out to center ice. Here come the Phantoms up ice, but all by himself. Chased down the zone, pulled away from Robertson, and that out to center ice, make that Peterson. And the puck is down to the Lehigh Valley blue line. 9 minutes gone here in the third period. Still even at 1. Back goes Komarov. Draws a backhander in the near corner for Jones. He takes his time, giving it back. Komarov, pass up the right side. Tipped and over the line, round behind the net. Chased after by Kopp on the backboards for the Amerks. That in the near corner. Gertson watching on as the puck played behind the net to the other side, and the Phantoms have it. Up the wing and out to center ice. Carried forward. Dumped in the Amerks zone. Off in the corner. The Amerks chasing after, but it's whistled down on and offside. 10:30 to go here in the third period. This game is still all even up, as the play will actually be called icing, and the face-off will be coming up back in the Lehigh Valley zone.
Some tired bodies left on there for Lehigh Valley, and hopefully the Amerks can capitalize as Costantini getting a face-off. I'll tell you what, he's taking a lot of draws too in the second and third period, Don. Call up from Jacksonville, and he's earning his minutes. And Mike Leone will always reward hard work and effort. That's what he's getting from him.
Draw to the left point out top. Quick shot, and Bjarnason on his knees makes the stop and holds on for the face-off. So this time we're tied at 1. Again, 10.5 to go in the third period. And this is the Amerks Broadcast Network.
Pure relaxation, where fireworks are on your plate and in the sky, where headliners shine and so does your style, where your days end in luxurious comfort. Only at Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Steps from the Falls of Niagara is a resort that has it all. Come for the view, stay for everything else. Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Nothing else comes close.
My therapist, she pushed me also. Everything happens for a reason. I had to let go and find myself again. And that's what the Villa program and the staff did for me, is let me find myself again. And I like who I found.
Value is growing. Let's tap into it with home equity solutions at ESL. Our low rates and zero closing costs make it easier than ever to access the equity in your home and unlock a flexible, affordable way to finance what matters most. Whether you're funding home repairs, consolidating debt, or handling unexpected expenses, ESL can help you make it happen. Apply in branch, call 336-1000, or go to...
Tonight's Intermission Report is brought to you by Stellar Roofing.
Even at 1 with 10:27 to go here in the third period. Between the Amerks and the visiting Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Well, they jumped too quickly, so puck wasn't dropped. Costantini now chased out. Slaggert will step in.
Slaggert, probably one of the only guys that's actually a natural center at this level. So the faceoff violation doesn't really hurt.
Draw to the left point, kept in by Beliveau. Into the corner. Drops it around behind the Phantom net. Turned out to the right point. Long shot from there, missed, and it comes down in the corner on the near side. That's dug out back at the left point, and Beliveau just barely able to keep it in. Sends it down into the corner off the stick of Warren, round behind the net. And getting to it in the far corner, Costantini is tied up. Warren moving in, trying to help out. Puck still in skates, and that's tied up in the Amerks right wing corner. And it's finally dug out along the far boards. Amerks get a hold of it, but got away, and the puck crossed through the slot to the near side. Jammed back in the zone by Costantini to lie offside, but here come the Phantoms up the left wing. Dropped off on the sideboards in the corner, and getting a piece of it is Beliveau to knock it away, and the puck around behind the Amerks net. Rochester with it. Up the near side, Wahlberg will cycle it out to center ice. Continuing forward, Neuchav. Nifty stick work, but it rolled off the end of his stick finally into the corner as they get tangled up, and the puck dumped around behind the Phantom net. Coming down the near side, getting to it back at the point area, and the puck dribbles out over the line to center ice. Taken and now Wahlberg, but can't catch up to it. The Lehigh Valley player, McDonald, without a stick, is challenged there by Wahlberg. Puck pops loose and on the near side, but is dug out and carried away by the Phantoms. And on the right wing side, scooped in along the boards on the near wing. Richard after it. Gets tied up with the backboards, and that's cleared around and behind the net. And now a whistle will stop play, and they're looking at Richard to probably will be a high sticking penalty coming up against the Amherst. So Rochester's going to be shorthanded. 8:56 to go in the third, tied at 1. This is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Introducing Delta Sonic Ceramic Exterior Detail, powered by Resistol. 1-year warranty protection for your vehicle's paint, rims, and headlights. Our specialized formula uses advanced ceramic technology to drastically improve the gloss and durability of your vehicle's paint while creating a barrier that prevents etching and oxidation. Delta Sonic's Ceramic Exterior Detail ensures your car remains as stunning as the day you bought it. Visit Delta Sonic Detail Shop today.
At Rochester Regional Health.
Roll around and melt into pure relaxation. Where fireworks are on your plate and in the sky. Where headliners shine and so does your style. Where your days end in luxurious comfort. Only at Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Steps from the Falls of Niagara is a resort that has it all. Come for the view, stay for everything else. Seneca Niagara Resort.
56 to go in regulation. 1-1 game between the Amherst and Phantoms. It's been physical tonight, and Jagger Joshua sends Oliver Bonk down to the ice. You could say Bonk got bonked by Joshua on a heavy hit. That is tonight's Bob Johnson Auto Group collision of the game, the exclusive auto dealership group of the Rochester Americans.
Puck drawn out of the near side, back at the right point, kept in. Turned toward the net, bouncing up in the air and around behind the Rochester net. Rathbone reaching in. As they tie up, still in behind, pops loose, and now Joshua brings it away. And up the right wing, works to center ice over the red line. They dumped it down, tried to dump it deep, but that's picked off and carried the other way by the Phantoms. Entering the Amherst zone along the near boards, scooped down the right wing corner, pass out in front, and that off a stick ends up over the glass, into the stands, and out of play. So now we have 8:28 to go here in the third period, and all even up at 1 apiece.
Amherst so far have been really good on their penalty kill tonight after, to your point, on their road trip, it was kind of a maligned kill. They had given up a lot on the power play against. They have to continue what they've shown so far tonight. This is kind of a must-kill situation. You look at the game, next goal could be the last one.
Face-off coming to the left of Lehigh. Puck drop, pulled back at the right point, kept in still. Thrown through to the left side, bounced away off a stick, and out over the line to center ice. So Phantoms regroup. Turned back at the red line, spun around the near side, and entering the Amherst zone along the near boards, brought in over the line. That one got away from Robertson, and around behind the net, thrown out to the far point, pass on top of the slot, pass again in the slot and on the near side, feeding on goal, shot on his knees. Levi Hazard holds on as he robs the Lehigh Valley shooter, that being number 56, it looks like Gaucher.
That was Richard. Gaucher actually ended up feeding him. Richard was right at the net front here. Gaucher with a great look over. It's a tic-tac-no kind of setup there, as that puck was sort of a friendly hob that found its way to Richard, and he looks skyward as Evan Levi has just made his 31st save of the night.
Tonight's third period replay is brought to you by Cooper Vision. Live brightly. Face-off coming to the left of Levi. We got 1:07 to go, and the penalty to Novikov of the Amherst.
That's a guy that Rochester would like to have on the ice for this PK too.
Puck dropped in the circle, cleared aside. Amherst get to it, and that's ripped away and all the way down ice. So back for it go the Phantoms. Barkey picks it up, feeds it into the slot. Cairo trying to turn, and he gets away from Joshua. He'll then play it in along the left wing side into the Amherst zone, chase it down in the corner, the defenseman in deep. Amherst get a hold of it, and then again it's shot in the air and down ice. 40 seconds to go in the penalty. Now behind the Phantom net. That's carried away by the Phantoms out the left side, picking up speed along the far board, center ice to the red and to the Rochester Blues. Dumped in the corner, round behind the net. Johnson back as they crash to the back boards. Loose in behind the net. Amherst get a hold of it, but sandwiched off the puck come down the corner. Amherst reaching in, but it back at the right point, kept in to the other side. Shot at the stick, pops up in the air, comes down along the near boards. Drawn back at the point. Again, the Phantoms get to it. Long shot in, that off the pad of Lehigh. Coming down the near corner. Amherst trying to dig it out. Pops loose in the slot. The Amherst have it. Find the opening. Dumped all the way down by Komarov. Penalty expires. Amherst at full strength.
Another great kill from the Amherst. That one, Devin Levi was probably their best on the PK.
Pass up the right side to center ice, along the near boards. Turned in over the Rochester line. That's knocked away. Collision there with the linesman. And the puck is then drawn in. Shot around behind the Amherst net over the stick of Levi. Comes all the way around the near boards. Backhanded toward the net. Deflects it in front. Levi pouncing on it. He's on his stomach. Has the puck and holds on. So we'll have a little discussion going on in front of the net with 6.5 to go. Here in the third period. Still tied at 1.
Devin Levi on his stomach there, just having to be sharp as that puck found its way toward him in a hurry. Levi trying to knock it down behind his goal, and Phantoms just trying to get it right back there. Garrett Wilson, who's partly responsible for Lehigh Valley's only goal tonight, did it from that same spot, right on top of the blue paint. When he gets goals and when he gets points, he's often making that living from that area of the ice, and Levi was ready for it this time.
Set to the face-off. And it's still in skates in the circle. Still they battle for it. Now comes out on the near boards, and chased after Constantini, gets it back to the blue line. It's drawn out over the line, but the Phantoms take it, and it's back in the Amherst zone. The Amherst do recover the puck. Beliveau in front of his net, throws it ahead up the left wing side. That is in around behind the Lehigh Valley net. Drawn back around the near wing and carried forward by the Phantoms behind the play. Gertson taken down, is not getting up. Now finally he gets up, and it's shot down ice. It'll be an icing call. Play is stopped. Gertson coming over to the Lehigh Valley bench, having a few words with some of the players on the bench. And we'll see if we can figure out what happened on that play.
Well, McDonald took a heavy check from Gertson.
Stick came up, it looked like clipped him.
Yeah, McDonald, I don't know that he really tried. I think he was trying to more so block himself, but he sort of shrugs his shoulders. But then at the same time.
Yeah, he was the recipient of a big hit on the backboards, but I think what happened was, I couldn't quite see, but it looked like he, to protect himself, brings his stick up in the face of Gertson as he brings in. So he pulls the stick right up around face level, and Gertson ran into it.
Yeah, Gertson's a freight train. He's not going to slow down. I agree. McDonald is trying to positionally defend off that hit, but that's not exactly the way you're taught to do it.
Face off at center ice. Puck pulled off on the far wing. Shot around behind the Amherst net. As the puck pulled down the near corner, and the Amherst get a hold of it again. But taken away off the backboards as Jones is tied up in the corner. Down the far wing, and the puck now is dug out and carried away by the Amherst. Thrown out to center ice. Ahead now, Neutchev on the right wing side. Scoops it forward. Wahlberg chasing it down in the corner. As he's tied up in the corner by Yenning, the puck pulled around behind the Phantom net, coming to the near corner. Amherst get a hold of it. Spinning around a left wing corner, Neutchev taken down. Gets back up, trying to dig it loose. And he's checked from behind, but puck back at the left point, kept in by Beliveau to the right side. Carried down out of the corner, backhander, Rathbone in front, and that off a stick is dug out and turned away to center ice by the Phantoms. On the far boards, scooped around behind the Amherst net, Beliveau back. From behind the net, draws it out in front. Long pass up the left side, tipped, deflected the rest of the way down. Round behind the Phantom net, shot to the far side, getting to it Joshua. Tried to backhand it in front, but the Phantoms will turn that aside. Along the far boards and in the corner once again. Turning back for it, McDonald on the backboard, spinning, trying to get away. Back at the right point, Amherst keep it in. That's blocked off a leg, still kept in the zone. Joshua takes a whack at it. Fiddler Schultz will draw it around behind the Phantom net. Coming down the near corner, Kuntar looking to play it back at the point, does to Novikov, long shot in, but that wide and around the far side, dug out and brought away to center ice by the Phantoms. Long shot in, that missed the blocker. Levi comes down the near side, pass up the left wing, is deflected the rest of the way down inside the Lehigh Valley blue line. We're down to 4:17 to go in the third period. Pass it on the near side, up the right wing. Turned in along the Rochester line in the near corner, trying to bring it out in front. That's across the goal mouth out the other side after Levi got a piece of it. In the far corner, trying to dig it out, spun behind the net around the near side. Amherst will bring it away. Pass up the left wing side, turned in over the line, chased after by Constantini. On the backboards, and he'll spin it around the near side. Out to center ice, Amherst take it. and tried to play it back in, but they play it into the player mention on a play. 3:49 to go here in the third. It's all even up still at 1 apiece. And this is the Amerks Broadcast Network.
Corner. Is your home ready? For a limited time, Stellar is offering 50% off the cost of labor for a full asphalt, shingle, or metal roof project. Our team delivers industry-leading craftsmanship backed by a top-tier warranty and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Don't wait until the snow and ice cause costly damage. Act now and take advantage of this exclusive offer. When quality counts, call Stellar Roofing, the official and exclusive roofing partner of the Rochester Americans.
Over 50 years ago, my family built a place where everybody is welcome, where love is celebrated every day, and family is at the heart of everything we do. Since 1969, we are 3 generations of hard work and care, committed to exceeding your expectations, bringing you exceptional quality, value, and style. I'm so proud of what we do and where we came from. I'm Alec Iavino. This is our heritage. Let us be a part of yours.
Every lawyer should know the law, but knowing the legal system is about people. Seeger and Shortino has been working in the Rochester area courts for more than 3 decades. We've negotiated with and received referrals from many other law firms in town, including some of our adversaries. We know the area's judges. Just as important, they know us, and that local knowledge can make a difference. So when you've been injured, call a firm that knows Rochester.
3:49 to go in regulation. This is a 1-1 hockey game here in Rochester between the Amerks and the Phantoms, in large part because of saves like this from Devin Levi. Not 1, but 2, as he was able to turn around and deny another player for the Phantoms. Richard at the net front, chipping in there as well was McDonald, and Levi ready to make a couple of big saves, which tonight are brought to you by ESL, Federal Credit Union.
And Levi's had the majority of the work as the Phantoms now lead in shots 34-21. Puck dumped down into the Lehigh Valley zone and now brought ahead to center ice, thrown up the left wing and then into the Rochester zone, knocked down by Lowen. He tried to clear it away, but hits a body and the puck ends up in the corner. Round behind the Amerks net, shot out the near side, blocked to the point. Now it's over the line. Turn forward, here's Warren working wide to the right side. Takes a shot, grabbed there and held onto by Bjarnason. So face-off coming up in the Lehigh Valley zone. You know, I was kind of surprised a little bit about the game in Syracuse last night with Lehigh Valley not getting very many shots, because ordinarily they do lead in shots. They were outshot last night, but they had outshot the opposition 7 of the previous 8. And 9 games they've outshot the opposition this season. So.
Yeah, I think they viewed last night as a game where their foot never touched the gas pedal. They've certainly brought the effort tonight. The Amerks on the receiving end of that, but their goaltender has been able to stand tall.
Face off to the left of Bjarnason. As the puck is dropped, and in between the circles, they hammer away at it. And that one deflected away and up over the glass and out of play. Rochester Americans and your Stop DWI program. Hope you enjoy this game. Want to remind you, if you're out tonight, have a plan to get home safely. If you've been drinking, don't drive, get a ride.
We talked about Matteo Costantini already. Donnie's been the big call-up story today. Leads the Amerks in shots tonight. 4 shots on goal. Shaq Rathbone and Carson Meyer, along with Victor Neutchev, all have 3.
And the puck dropped into the corner. Amerks are without their shot leader, as Hellenius out missing the game. He's out sick tonight. The puck dumped down the zone and got the bug not only going through the Sabres, but hopefully it doesn't spread much further here. I know there was Hellenius being sick, but there's a few others, and even more so in the office, I think, almost than anywhere, with people that are not feeling too good these days.
When you look at the way this schedule is laid out, there's quite a bit of gapping, so you hope that, you know, if the bug does spread at all, that it can kind of run its course before your next games.
The only good thing is it was seemingly, it's like a 24-hour. Puck pulled back at the far point, kept in, tipped out to center ice by Kopf, trying to catch up, but can't get to the puck in time. First after this inning for the Phantoms. On the far side, dumped down the zone. The Phantoms have it back, inning spinning, trying to get away from Kopf. Draws it up the left wing to center ice, and the puck now shot into the Amerks zone. Now behind the net, as Jones is tied up and upended. That's pulled around the near side, and the Amerks on the attack. Up the left wing, it's Kopf to dump it in. They tried to chase after it, but the whistle stops play. And the indication is what? Faceoff is going to be at center ice.
Yeah, it looked like the puck went into the Phantoms bench, I believe.
All right. 2:37 to go in the third period, tied at 1. Hammers, by the way, are here Wednesday night against Utica.
Yeah, this will be the last non-North Division opponent for the calendar year. Again, specifically the calendar year. Still some games against Atlantic teams once we peel to January of 2026.
Pulled back in the Rochester zone. Amherst after it. Novikov throws it to the far side. Now it's fed out over the line to center ice, but the Phantoms get to it, turn it right back in over the Rochester line. Cycled around behind the net on the near side, comes out to center ice. Up the right wing, Meyer dumped it in, and as he stood up there, can't catch up to the puck. It's pulled away at the near point and sneaks through to center ice. Novikov couldn't keep it in. Drawn back to the Rochester blue line. Backhander coming down the near corner, and the Phantoms chase after it with 2:05 to go in the third. On the backboard still as they tie up in behind the Rochester net. Pinned up on the backboards. 2-on-2. Amherst dig it out, chip it along the near side. And the puck is reversed again behind the net, chased down and carried behind his net by Neuchev. Being hounded from behind, but gets away and over the line to center ice. Sends it forward to Fiddler Schultz, and then he runs into a brick wall as the puck is dumped down around behind the Phantom net. Cleared out on the near boards. Phantom's getting to it. Drawn out in the slot. Merity will throw it to the far side. Up the left wing, long shot in on goal. Levi, he's not quite sure where it is, so he's not going to take any chances. Holds on to the puck. Face-off coming up in the Rochester zone with 1.5 minutes to go in the third, and a little pushing and shoving at the side of the Amherst net.
Meanwhile, yeah, McDonald and Joshua are in the mix-up there. You mentioned Devin Levi not wanting to take any chances. I think Rochester wants to play relatively coy when it comes to the post-whistle extracurriculars. The last thing you need now is a penalty in the latter stages of regulation.
Face-off coming to Levi's right. As we'll see, Joshua stepping in for Fiddler Schultz stepping in for the face-off. Puck drop, batted out of the circle to the far point, kept in by Richard. Scoops it around behind the Amherst net, and now in the near corner. Chased after in the corner boards and tied up along the near side. As the puck drawn out to the point as they hack away at it. That up in the air is then cleared to the point, but blocked and kept in. Still and now shot along, and finally it's out over the line to center ice. Trying to get loose along the near boards, Kuntar. Able to clear it down into the Lehigh Valley zone, but then stops at the bench, makes a change, and on the attack come the Phantoms with 1 minute to go in regulation. Round behind the Amherst net, drawn off in the near corner, cycled around to the near point. Amherst dig it out, brought away, 3-on-2. Up the right side, in over the line, Constantini. Chased down and squeezed out in the corner boards. Moving in on it, Amherst back of the point is kept in. To the near side, chased after, batted toward the net by Johnson. Ends up dribbling around behind the net, and it's dug out now by the Phantoms. Dropped off in the slot. Turning back once again, 1/2 minute to go here in regulation. In front of the net, the Phantoms have it. Pass it on the near side, brought up the right wing, scooped in around behind the Amherst net, coming down the far corner. After it goes Lowen, clears it along the boards, but it's blocked and kept in the zone still. Backhander in the corner, around behind the net with 12 seconds to go. That dump behind the net around the near side. We're down to 9 seconds. Back at the right point, kept in. Scooped along the boards, round behind the net. By Gannett into the far corner. Dropped back again. Centering pass attempt through everybody back to the near point. Horn sounds, and we are going to overtime in the corner. We are going to have a little mix-up, a dust-up in the corner, and I believe it's going to be a penalty coming up to the Phantoms. As Lowen on the ice is dumped to a knee, he does get back up. But I believe we're going to have a penalty. Anyway, we go to overtime tonight, all tied at 1, and this is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Riders, this one's for you. You, to whom what comes after the storm is definitely not the calm. You who knows that there's a big difference between gray and monument gray. You who knows what this feels like.
Explore the new Ski-Doo lineup today at Maddie's Motorsports.
Your home's value is growing. Let's tap into it with home equity solutions at ESL. Our low rates and zero closing costs make it easier than ever to access the equity in your home and unlock a flexible, affordable way to finance what matters most. Whether you're funding home repairs, consolidating debt, or handling unexpected expenses, ESL can help you make it happen. Apply in branch, call 336-1000, or go to esl.org today.
So they call it bonus hockey. Little extra hockey for free here tonight. As we go to overtime, and the Amerks in overtime this season have a 2-2 record, 2 wins, 2 losses. Well, the Phantoms in the extra session have a 3-1 record. Tonight's overtime is brought to you by Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Nothing else comes close.
Amerks have had a couple of games in OT not go their way last week against Utica and Charlotte, but they will maintain their point streak, now a season best 6 straight games with a point for the Rochester Americans. They'd like that extra one.
All right, set to go. Amerks shooting in the net to our right. As the puck is dropped, Amerks win it from the draw. Back in the zone, taken by Jones. It's Jones, Fiddler, Schultz, and Kuntar on the ice for the Amerks. As the Amerks, well, wait a minute, it's a penalty against each. I guess it is.
Yeah,
coincidentals. All right. Long shot in off the shoulder of Bjarnason. That's knocked down along the far side. Amerks can't get to it. Puck out to center ice. That's cleared aside. Drawing into the Rochester zone, but an offside whistle will stop play. So we'll have a face-off coming up. No, it's going to be a slashing penalty coming up here. It'll be a slash. And heading to the penalty box with that one is Barkey. So yet another penalty, and this one will put the Amerks on the power play. Should be now 4 skaters on 3.
And Vinny Prospel going to step down as Rochester's going to use its timeout. So Prospel, who largely manages this team's power play. They have scored a goal on the man advantage earlier in the first period. It's their only goal of the night, came from Carson Meyer, but now you got a 4-on-3 opportunity. This is key. A lot of ice to navigate for the Amerks, who could try to pull it out here.
Hey, give the gift of Amherst hockey this holiday season. Holiday packs on sale now. $80 gets you 2 tickets, 4 ticket vouchers, undated ticket vouchers, and an exclusive 70th anniversary commemorative holiday ornament. Go to amherst.com/holiday, or you can call 454-5335 to make that purchase. So, overtime and a power play for the Amerks. Rochester has Fiddler, Schultz, Joshua, of course Jones. Who's on the left wing side over there?
I believe that is Carson Meyer.
All right, Meyer. All right. Who has the 1 Rochester goal on the night. That's the 4 skaters on the ice for the Amerks. See if they can win the draw here, as the puck wasn't dropped, so
ideal setup will be to get Joshua on top of the blue paint and Meyer open on the left for that one-timer.
Puck drop, goes to the corner. Amerks trying to tie up. Joshua reaching in, puck around behind the net. As they get tied up in the corner board, still in behind the net. Joshua pulls it loose, but he's squeezed out, and the puck pulled away and dumped out to center ice. Here come the Phantoms up the left wing side and over the line. 1-on-1, but that's dropped all the way back into the Phantom zone to Yetting, and the Phantoms wasting time now will shoot it all the way down around behind the Amerks net. Rochester back for the puck. Starting to bring it away. On the attack again, Jones works it in over the line along the near boards. Skates down into the right wing corner. Draws it out to the right point. Fiddler, Schultz to the other side. Top again for Jones. They get set up with the man advantage. Carried all the way down the left wing corner. Feeds it through. Fiddler, Schultz. And on top of the slot, Meyer on the left wing. Off to Jones. Takes a shot and blocked aside. Coming down the near corner. Amerks get it back again. On top, Jones tries the left side to Meyer. As he pulls it on top, Jones winds up, shot, missed the net, comes out in front, and the rebound then swept away down ice. 50 seconds to go in this power play opportunity. Amerks getting some fresh legs out. Kuntar and Wahlberg still on the ice. Jones giving it off to Wahlberg, directed toward the net, smothered, held onto by Bjarnason. the goaltender for the face-off. So 41 seconds to go in the power play and 3:13 to go here in overtime.
It's a good opportunity from Zach Jones, who at the top of the zone just fired one through traffic. It ended up going high and above the net. And then Jones handed it off to Gertson as the puck just rolled away into Bjarnason, who was able to hold on and give his team a breather. As the pressure, for the first time in what feels like a while, is in the defensive zone for the Phantoms.
So face-off to the right of Bjarnason. As the puck pulled to the backboards, Phantoms get to it, ringing around the boards and all the way down. This will be chased back by Rathbone. Now behind the net with half a minute to go with the man advantage. Rod forward up the left wing, over the red line. There he's in it on the near side. As he takes a look around, draws it to the near boards for Neuchel. Drives back along the left wing side. Wahlberg being bothered, gives it off to Rathbone. On the right side, out top again, Rathbone on the left side. Wahlberg turns, takes a shot, missed the net. Puck comes around the near wing, it's over the line. Amherst couldn't get to it to keep it in. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Drawn in over the line on the right side. Neuchel stops, moves back to his left, takes a shot, and that one tipped wide. Penalty expires. We've got 4 skaters on 4 right now. And along the near wing, Wahlberg tried to throw it to the net, but the puck is now taken back by the Phantoms. Turning back for it, and in the corner, looking to draw it loose is Barkey. Spinning behind his net, has it there as he's the one that came out of the penalty box. 2:10 to go in overtime. Now standing there. Now comes out in front of the net, begins to work it forward up the left wing. In over the Rochester line, working his way in is Kyrou, drops it on the right side, shot in, off the glove of Levi, up and out of play. Face-off coming up with 1:56 to go in the overtime session, and now we'll see 3 skaters aside.
On top of that, Lowen and McDonald each returning to their respective sides because they were serving those matching coincidentals. I don't know that we'll see either of them take a shift in overtime. We'll find out with 1:56 to go, but as you said, 3-on-3, the ice continues to expand for both these teams.
Face-off coming to the left of Levi. Amherst scored 1 in the first. Phantom scored 1 in the second. Nobody scored since. Up the right side, drawn in along the near boards. Very down the corner, trying to draw it under Frank Kuntar. Tied for the wide side, but puck got away from it. Carried out the center ice and up the right wing, entering the Amherst zone, top of the slot. 2-on-2, Kyrou turns, takes a shot, getting his blocker on it, Levi. And the puck on the near boards is controlled by the Amherst. Heads Jones. Looks things over as he'll drop it back, and now Kuntar up the right wing. Spins back at the red line, couldn't find a lane. Has it back in his own zone. We're 1:20 to go in OT. Kuntar will drop it off, round behind the net. Still the Amherst on the attack, 1:10 to go in overtime. They're looking it over as they finish making changes. Got Beliveau on the ice along with Meyer. And from behind the net, brought away up the left wing to go, 1 minute to go in overtime, flying up the left wing side, down behind the net, carried all the way around the near side. Costantini throws it back in front, feeds to the side, oh, it's blocked away as they try to poke it wide side. Here come the Phantoms, 2-on-1, pass in front, moving it on goal, backhander off the left pad of Levi out the other side, comes down the corner, out in front, shot, point blank range, and stop grab out to Levi, holds on for the face-off.
Wow. Wow, what a save. And man, Devin Levi knows how to frustrate some players. Great opportunity on the Amherst on one end, Isaac Beliveau crashing down, and then on the other side, it's full steam ahead for Alex Bump, top prospect for the Flyers, finding Richard at the net front, and then Bump able to steal the puck in the corner away from Costantini, hands it upstairs, and a shot by Gannett denied, and Max Gannett just furious with himself. He almost broke his stick over top his own helmet with how he was robbed by Devin Levi, who is up to 37 saves, back-to-back games with 37 saves for Levi, and the one before that, he made 40.
Face-off coming to Levi's right. Puck is dropped. Amherst have it from the face-off. Johnson behind his net. Half a minute to go. Oh, we had one more rush at it, perhaps. Brought away, then dropped back. Continuing up the left side, carried in over the line by Wahlberg. He'll spin around, drops it near side for Johnson. Challenged very closely there on the side boards. Still has control, giving it off, tip toward the net, coming down the far corner. Wahlberg chasing, will reach for the puck. Draws it loose along the left wing side. Carried around behind the net. Off of the near boards and out top. Pulled in by Fiddler. Schultz turns, takes a shot, but that one missed wide left. And the puck dropped in on goal, but there's the horn. First time this season the Amherst will go to a shootout. The Amherst have not been in a shootout this season. Well, the Phantoms in the overtime, the shootouts, have 1 win and 2 losses.
Amherst got here in large part because of their goaltending. Devin Levi making a couple of key saves, not just in overtime. Obviously that big one on Gannett, but overall, big reason why the Amherst are able to get through 65 minutes. As Robertson went across the ice, Richard had a big shot that Levi denied earlier. That was one of our saves of the game. And then the opportunity by Marody was denied from Devin. That was back in the second period. Anton Wahlberg goes across, and hey, you know what? Levi's been the busier of the goaltenders, but you can't deny Bjarnason has also made some big stops here. On the other side of the ice, Ryan Johnson frisbeed one through that Bjarnason stopped. Struck to the front of the net then by Costantini. Both goaltenders have been solid, and through 65 minutes, they give each side a chance in the shootout as Jack Rathbone will start it shooting for the Amherst.
First shooter. Left-handed shot, he's shooting at the net to our left. And here we go again, the Amherst first shootout of the season. Works wide to the left side over the blue line, draws it back in front, moving in, shot, and that is blocked away off the pad of Bjarnason. So the save is made. And now the Phantoms will be sending out Barkey. As Barkey, a left-handed shooter, work wide to the right side, brings it over the blue line, goes way out wide, works back between the circles, takes his time, slows it up, shoots, glove, stop Levi.
I'll tell you what, if you know the scouting report on Devin Levi, here's the thing. The longer you take to shoot on him, which Denver Barkey clearly didn't understand, the more you give Devin a chance to read the play, and he did it flawlessly there.
All right, here comes Meyer. He'll work wide to the right side, the right-handed shooter. Brings it in, down top of the circle, moving in, fakes, backhander, and off the right pad of Bjarnason. So another save is made. And now the Phantoms will be sending out Peterson.
That was a nice stutter step move by Meyer. Bjarnason, give him some credit for staying with him.
Peterson, right-handed shot. Brings it wide to the right side, over the blue line. Moves it into the top of the circle, back in the slot, moving in, his shot, tied 5-hole, and Levi closes the door.
Again, another situation where the Phantoms are going with the slow and steady approach, and Peterson was read like a telephone book by the Amherst goaltender.
Neuchev, the left-handed shooter, works wide to the right side, over the blue line, draws it back between the circles, moving in, fakes, backhander, and now off the glove of Bjarnason. He tried to lift the backhander as he went by the net, but couldn't get to it. And on the return, it'll be Bump bringing it in from the next shooter for the Phantoms.
Leading scorer for Lehigh Valley as a rookie.
He's wide to the left side, over the blue line, draws it back between the circles, shoots, puts it wide, he missed the post.
All right, so we went into overtime for bonus hockey. We added to it with the shootout. Now we go to sudden death in round 4.
We'll see what Jones can do as he will work the left wing side over the red line, picks it up, works wide to the right side, over the blue line, moving in, shoots. Nope. Bjarnason gets a shot, it's a put wide. So the save is made. And now this will be Richard for the Phantoms.
Got robbed by Levi earlier.
He works wide to the right side, right-handed shooter, pulls it out top of the circle, back in the slot, moving in, shoots, and he missed the net.
Trying to target blocker side, there was Anthony Richard, and he just sailed that puck over top of the goal.
Constantini, the next shooter for the Amherst.
Had a really good game tonight, Don.
He's a left-handed shot. Works it out over the blue line, wide to the left side, brings it down into the circle, moving in, shoots, glove stop, Bjarnason. So, we'll see the next shooter.
It's Marody.
Trying to put it away for the Phantoms. We're at the 5th shooters. Marody works wide to the right side. Over the blue line, weaves his way back through in the high slot. Now between the circles, shoots, kicks, save. Levi got the left pad on it.
That looked like the craftiest move from a Phantom. It was a good, subtle stutter step that Levi almost bid on, as Anton Wahlberg will go for Rochester.
Shooter number 6. Wahlberg wide on the right side, left-handed shot, brings it over the line, moving in shot, glove stop for Bjarnason.
It almost looked like Wahlberg had lost control of the puck on that right wing side, and then he regathered it right in between the hash marks for a chance that was pawed away by the glove of Bjarnason.
And this will be Gendron for the Phantoms. Nobody has scored yet. Gendron again works wide to the left side, over the blue line. Pulling it down between the circles, moving in, little fake shot, and getting the right pad on it this time is Levi.
12-year anniversary of the Frozen Frontier, Don, and we go to the top of the 7th.
Look at who's next up, the defenseman Bellevue. And his first point and assist last game for the Amherst. Turns it wide to the left side, working back in front, moving in, slowing it up, shot. Nope, again, they tried the 5-hole, but Bjarnason closes the door.
Mike Leone giving some Amherst that are maybe unfamiliar to the Phantom scouting report chances. Bellevue with a good try there.
Well, it's the first shootout of the season. They're all unfamiliar. Kyler up the right side, brought it back, moving in, takes a shot, and in the left pad on it is Levi.
Fans have no reason to get out of here on a weekend. We're going to 8.
Bidler Schultz. Left-handed shot. Picks up speed, works wide on the right side, brings it over the line, moving in, shoots. Nope. As Bjarnason gets a piece of that one, that misses. I'm not sure if he got a piece of it or not. Went wide anyway. And the next shooter will be Robertson. Works wide to the left side, a right-handed shooter. Brings it down in front, moving in, shoots, scores. Puts it over the left shoulder of Levi, just inside the right post. And in the shootout, the Phantoms come away with the victory. Final score 2-1 in the shootout for the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. And the Amherst drop both ends of this 2-game series this season against this team. So, yeah, that's a tough one for the Amherst and Devin Levi especially. As the Phantoms come away, that's the 8th shooter of the night. So Levi stopping 7 out of 8, and at the other end, it was Bjarnason stopping all 8 Rochester shooters. The Amherst just couldn't find the opening as the Lehigh Valley Phantoms come away with a very tightly contested game.
Yeah, I mean, look, you feel for Devin Levi, but at the same time, the Amherst able to, you look at this roster. I mean, we talked about at the beginning. Think of all the missing pieces, and by the way, the Phantoms, they're a pretty healthy group. They have basically the team that they want to have on the ice tonight, and they're able to win it, but just by one shot. This Amherst crew, one thing that we asked Mike Leone yesterday, what can you ask of a team this young? And he said, all I can do, above all else, I need them to outwork and outcompete everybody. And I think they tried their hardest tonight with the group they had, and they get a standings point in the process.
All right, so as the teams make their way to the locker room and the fans make their way to the exits, we'll get the 3 stars of the game coming up here at the Blue Cross Arena.
Third star of tonight's game with a goal from
number
your
3
Rochester
star
Americans, number 72, Carson Meyer.
Will be Meyer is the 3rd star.
Had the lone goal for Rochester. Got this game started early, just inside 4 minutes on the power play.
25 saves in regulation from the Lehigh Valley Phantoms.
Bjarnason will be named the 2nd star.
Ultimately gets the win in the shootout. But the busier of the 2 goaltenders is coming out
with
now.
37 saves in regulation from your Rochester
37 saves for Devin Levi, who was named the 1st star of the game. And of course, that'll raise a few eyebrows as the Amherst lose, but come up with the 1st star honors. And certainly, he was the most heavily used as far as the 2 goaltenders concerned. It was a great goaltending duel tonight, and Levi played outstanding, as did Bjarnason at the other end. But again, Bjarnason still had a little bit less work to do.
Yeah, I don't have the quick math, but off the top of my head, Don, he's got to be close to 115, 120 saves in his last 3 games. Certainly north of 100, that much I know. His last 3 games, 40 saves, 37 saves, 38 saves.
Tonight's 3 stars of the game brought to you by Pepsi. That's what I like. As we go downstairs, here's Griffin.
Don, thank you. Here with Devin post-game. Faced a lot of action here today, many rounds in the shootout. Really tough result here tonight, but what are some of the positives that you can take out of this?
Yeah, I think we played well as a team. That's a good team we played against, and to go a distance with them, we can't be upset about that. Fans were great today, hell of an environment. It was fun to play in.
And the second period throughout this year has had struggles at points in times. How do you think moving forward that can be maybe addressed and help you guys moving forward?
Yeah, I personally just need to make the saves that I got to make in the second period just to keep it in, and I know the boys will take care of the rest.
Thank you very much, Devin. Don.
All right, he's always very positive, and
yes,
and he never gets too down on himself, and I'm sure he's very disappointed about giving up that goal right there, but he could be very proud, and I think actually the whole team can be quite proud of the game they played here tonight.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what Mike Leone says in the postgame. We'll be able to take a look at that on the Amherst YouTube channel, so be sure to be on the lookout for that later on tonight. But again, I think when you look at the group, the second period still a problem, regardless of who's been in the lineup. But overall, I thought they fought really hard. I mean, this is a lineup that on paper, the Phantoms are a better team on paper. So when you get a standings point with the group you have, I'm pretty happy about this.
Well, there was a lot of excitement as far as the various plays of the game, but we're going to try and pick out what was maybe one of the better saves as the play of the game tonight, and we'll get a look at it here.
Yeah, Devin Levi, obviously first star, and deservedly so, with saves like this. Gaucher at the front of the goal. It knocked off of him, and then Richard got the rebound. It turns into a pinball puck. It's actually Denver Barkey that ends up getting the shot off, and Levi was there, kicked it away with the left leg, and then brought that puck inward to freeze it, give his team a chance to take a breath and get that save of the game.
Play of the game brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. So the final score here in the shootout tonight. Amherst out on the short end of a 2-1 score. That's the final, and we'll have some more thoughts for you from the Blue Cross in a moment. This is post-game, and this is the Amherst Broadcast Network.
Every lawyer should know the law, but knowing the legal system is about people. Seeger and Shortino has been working in the Rochester area courts for more than 3 decades. We've negotiated with and received referrals from many other law firms in town, including some of our adversaries. We know the area's judges. Just as important,